Hey, Prime members, you can listen to Crime and Sports early and ad-free on Amazon Music. Download the app today.
In the depths of an Atlanta forest, a clash between activists and authorities ends in tragedy. I'm Matthew Scher, and on my new podcast, We Came to the Forest, we expose the hidden truths behind a shootout that left one activist dead and countless lives forever changed. Binge all episodes of We Came to the Forest ad-free on Wondery Plus.
Welcome to Crime and Sports.
Yay!
Oh, Jimmy, right on target with the yay. My name is James Petrogallo. I'm here with my co-host.
I am Jimmy Westman.
Wow, we could not be more excited for today. We've had so much fun lately doing this show and Small Town Murder, which is our other show, which you should be listening to. This one is going to be extra fun. It's just one of those ones where it's just the crimes are, sometimes they do everything at once.
Yeah.
He spaced them out. So he's such a courteous guy, this guy. He spaced the crimes out. It's almost like if you were writing a story, you'd be like, I need a crime beat right here. And he's got it right there for me.
He's like James is going to need to research this later. I want to make it easy as possible for him.
It's beautiful. We hope you enjoyed last week, obviously. We had a great time last week with all that nuttiness.
He missed the fucking Super Bowl.
He missed the Super Bowl.
He took a bullet to the lung and heart.
He's our first crime and sports athlete to be shot by the police.
And survive.
Yeah. We actually had someone be shot by the police, but it was an athlete's father, if you remember.
That's
Brian
right.
Spencer's story, which you should listen to, by the way. I think it's episode 41,
my boy's
I think.
Fucking hockey game.
Wow. Yeah, that was crazy, but we hope you enjoyed that. What a crazy time. If you did, we also hope you went to iTunes and gave us a review. Thank you guys so much for your iTunes reviews. I know we ask you every week, but that's how important it is to us. It really is.
Got to remind you.
That's what drives us up the charts. That's what helps us on the business end more than we could possibly explain to you. That iTunes algorithm makes those so important. So
it's ridiculous.
Please, if you have not done it, if you have, thank you. But if you have not, please get on iTunes and give us a review. Give us 5 stars.
That'd be
It doesn't matter what you say.
Don't give a shit.
Say we're following instructions, you're following directions.
That'll work.
It's not for our egos. It's really just for business. And if that's not enough for you,
sometimes it's not.
If you need to do more, if you're one of the fantastic people that we're going to talk about later, by the way, people tried to shake us down this week, basically. Some of you might have seen if you follow us on Twitter. Somebody tried to basically steal our thing.
Yeah, they stole our whole show.
Someone tried to say they were us.
Hijacked it and claimed it for themselves.
Yeah, they produced Crime and Sports, which made
and Small Town Murder. Both of them are on fucking YouTube.
Which made me want to go and cut someone's heart out of their chest and show it to them as it
squeeze it.
Made me want to Jarrett Wyatt them really, really bad. Go back and listen to episode 54, I think, Jared Wyatt, if you want to get that reference. But yeah, they did that, and our fans came out, our listeners, you guys came out and just brutalized these people, and we love you for it so much.
You guys embarrassed them.
Because honestly, guys, and I said this on Small Town Murder too, we're like a 1915, small grocer walking in like the Lower East Side of New York City, and we're getting squeezed over here, and the cops are breaking our balls, and Don Fanucci wants to wet his beak, and everybody's trying to squeeze us, and we have nothing to squeeze out of us, and then the people trying to steal from us. So thank you guys so much for supporting us like you do, and like you do on patreon.com/crime in sports, that helps us out immensely.
It's crazy.
It keeps the lights on.
It does.
It keeps us going. It keeps this still being a thing. So thank you guys so much. If you want to make a one-time donation, you can do that over at PayPal using our email address, CrimeInSports.
That's the one.
CrimeInSports@gmail.com.
That's it.
You can do that, and we are the 2 most appreciative people on the face of the earth for that.
You don't know anybody more humble and grateful.
God,
I promise you don't.
Every dime is just so appreciated. It's not even funny. And thank you guys for everything that you've done for us this week, and especially brutalizing those people on Twitter who absolutely deserved it, trying to steal our shit.
This is my favorite part of the week.
Dare they?
Yeah, unbelievable.
How dare they?
I wanted to... and the thing is that everything's under like just goofy... There's no person to really hate. But I have a phone number, and I have an address, and I have a name, and I'm going to call him myself, and... we'll exchange words.
Yeah, and you can email us if you'd like that phone number and that name. Just have these people to try too. Yeah, we'll happily give it to you, and you guys can break their balls too. But let's get into this show here.
Let's do it.
Let's do it this week because we have a crazy ass story.
Okay.
It's just a lot of fun. Let's talk about Ruben Patterson.
Who the hell is that?
You don't remember Ruben Patterson?
No.
Ruben Nathaniel Patterson, NBA player in the late 90s, early 2000s.
No.
And you'd know him if you saw him. I think he's one of those guys, and he's a crazy bastard. Let's get into it. A bunch of teams. We'll talk about it.
That's my kind of guy.
And it would be one where you would guess 12 teams, and none of them would be the team. Like the Raptors, this one, no.
The Hornets,
no.
God damn it.
He's born in Cleveland, Ohio. July 31st, 1975. Okay. Old Ruben Patterson here. Does not grow up in a great environment.
Oh.
Shocker.
Yeah.
As a lot of our people, most of our people just raised in the
Firstly, he's dealt the shit hand of Cleveland.
First of all, you're from Cleveland, so that's a problem right away.
Brutal.
You're going to have that be an issue, and it's even worse when you're from Cleveland and your parents have drug addiction problems, and your father is in and out of prison constantly.
Sweet Pete.
And never around when he's not in prison.
Completely fucked.
That's worse than, that's the only thing worse than being in Cleveland, I think, would be having that upbringing.
To live in that house.
In that city. God, that's terrible. Can you imagine? Oh, Dad's in prison again? Well, I guess it's better than living in Cleveland. Sure.
Shit, we live in Cleveland?
Fuck. He's just doing it to get out of Cleveland, Mom. You know that shit. You know he just doesn't want to be in Cleveland.
They sent him upstate. They sent him up somewhere else.
The Penn's a half hour away, and he's like, that's better than here.
Penn's down in Columbus.
Yeah, it's much better down there. It's beautiful.
Life.
He went to school at John Hay High School in Cleveland. When he starts playing basketball, that's his thing from an early age. He's a big guy. He's an aggressive guy. He turns out to be 6'5", 225, and athletic and aggressive. And he's one of these guys that's an effort guy we'll talk about later on. But he begins to drink in high school.
Wow.
He likes his alcohol, old Ruben Patterson.
Yeah.
And most of his problems stem from alcohol, shocking enough.
But in Cleveland,
a lot of them.
He probably drank it to keep warm.
Probably, just to keep sane. I mean, Dad's in prison. I'm in Cleveland. Fuck it, where's the booze?
Mom has no heat on in the house. Where's the schnapps?
Man, and he wasn't good in school either. He would skip classes whenever he could during high school. Just was kind of just a cut up, basically. But he played ball really well. But he had a hard time even staying eligible to play ball because he was such a complete fuck up. His parents, including his mother, were really upset because Ruben, this is like no one had really gone to college in the family before, and he had a chance to go to college because he could play basketball, and he won't even go to fucking class. Never mind get a C and pass. He won't even show up. So they're like really frustrated. Like, don't you want to get out of here? This is Cleveland. You don't want to be here forever, do you?
To play basketball, you have to have C's or better.
You need to do something. Good God here. He's a teenager. As a teenager, he's playing in pickup games at the Woodhill Playground, which is where Charles Oakley honed his game as a child. Right? Absolutely. So he's kind of a famous playground ball court around the Cleveland area back then. His mother, Charlene, Ruben's, not Charles Oakley's mother, Ruben's mother, Charlene, said that, quote, Ruben's the first one to come along in our family and to be good at something.
The people of Cleveland are the only people that know Charles Oakley grew up there because that motherfucker has claimed New York ever since going.
And he played for the Bulls for years before that.
Was it only Bulls in New York, or did he play somewhere else?
He went other places after that. But
New York is where he claims.
Well, that's when he was.
I get it.
The famous front line.
I never knew where he's from because
me neither. I knew he was a Bull before that.
He makes it sound like he's a New Yorker through and through.
That's it, and he seems like it too.
He does.
Yeah, he's one of those guys. He was embraced because I'm a New York guy. I'm a Knicks fan. He was embraced so hard by the New York fans.
He played like a New Yorker.
Because he was a big, tough son of a bitch. He was a guy who didn't take shit from anybody. Yeah. He's quick to throw a punch.
Yeah, absolutely.
And we loved that Ewing, Mason, Oakley front line. Of,
Jesus.
Just basically good luck. It's like
ugly,
three bouncers.
Mean men. That's what they are.
Three bouncers up front. Good luck with that shit.
Big, ugly bouncers. Like that's the guy you
Mason
want.
Looked like a wrestler. He didn't even look like a basketball player. He looked like Debo.
Exactly.
He looked like Tiny Lister.
Exactly. That's what I was going to say.
Exactly
he looked like he needs a lazy eye, and that man is terrifying.
He's terrifying anyway with a lazy eye.
He's
it's
my
even
ball
worse.
punk.
So, my ball. So, like I said, his mother here, Ruben's mother, said he's the first one to come along in our family to be good at anything. So, we've been terrible. Our whole family, we're in Cleveland. Nobody's making good decisions here, and this guy can play ball. He meets as a teenager here a guy named Hal Erstman. It's his first silver-haired, middle-aged white man. And this guy is silver to the max. I mean, so silver. Just amazingly silver. He's a commercial real estate professional. Of course he is. With the Chartwell Group in Cleveland.
Oh, my God.
So that's how silver he is.
That's how silver.
He's trying to sell you commercial real estate while using underprivileged black athletes for his own gains. Like that's silver right there. It doesn't get
has an award on the wall that says something that is silver, like the Silver Something Club.
It's the Silver Fox Award.
You bet.
The Silver Seller,
the Silver Diamond Award, or whatever the fuck.
Goddamn know it here. This guy Erstman here would coach basketball players. Mostly from his background, from Ruben's background. He ended up with 22 of them are AAU players, 3 NBA players, 2 NFL players, and 4 at this point. They were talking 4 of the last 6 years of Ohio's Mr. Basketball high school player. Was one of his guys. Now, as a sophomore at John Hay, Patterson, like we said, drinking a lot, fucking up, not going to class, he is marked absent 50 times as a sophomore. 50.
How many times do you get?
I think it's 180 days of school. He missed 50.
He missed a third of the year.
Wow.
How many days does a normal kid now get marked absent before they're expelled?
I don't know, man. You can't miss 50 days.
No.
I think like 10 and they start going like, all right, do you have mono or something? What's your fucking problem? Like, what's going on here? Do you have leukemia? What's your issue?
What is going on with you?
Right.
Are you a bleeder? What happened?
God. He's deemed academically inept. People kind of make fun of him for it. The teachers kind of break his balls a little bit, like, what are you doing here?
He's a dumb jock. That's what he is.
Yeah, 1993, his mom, Charlene, was in the process of divorcing Ruben's father, who was back in prison, and she sends Ruben to live with her mother, with Ruben's grandmother, and asks her brother, who is Ruben's uncle, Albert, to take care of Ruben. I almost called him Rupert for some reason, like Stewie's teddy bear on Family Guy. Rupert. So sends him there. She told Albert, quote, see if you can get him straight. That's what she told him. You get him in there. Now, Albert was watching him. A silver-haired middle-aged Erstman was watching him. Charlene was up his ass, and his grades got better. He stopped missing so much class. He started showing up once in a while. That's a novel concept.
That's a good idea.
Helps for grades. Yeah. If your grades are down, my first thing would be don't miss a third of the school days. Maybe that'll help you a little bit.
Tends to help you on test day.
Yeah, that's Jesus Christ. But he finds out about a rule. This is crazy, this rule. He finds out about a rule his junior year of high school that he would not be able to play basketball his senior year because there's a rule in the state saying that you can't play basketball in high school if you're over the age of 18 when the season starts.
Oh, shit.
So
he's so dumb. He's in school at 19.
He's at 19. It might have just been where his birthday landed, too, though. That's possible if he's over 18.
I'm trying to think about when basketball starts. Is that spring?
It's a fall sport.
Is that a fall sport?
My daughter, her birthday's in September, and so she had to start late. So she just started 10th grade, but she's 16. She just turned 16, so she'll be 18 her whole senior year.
Right, but she's not over 18.
No, but you can't be 18, apparently.
Oh, really?
A player's older than 18.
Older than 18. So he's 19 going in.
He's going to be 19,
so he was held back?
He probably got held back in first grade or something, which used to be normal. People used to get held back all the time in first grade. I knew so many kids who got held back in kindergarten and first grade.
I remember kids freshman year having their license because they were 16, and I'm like, you're what?
Now they don't hold shit back.
No.
They just go through, and when
no kid left behind.
When you're in 10th grade, just drop out when you're that far.
Thanks,
when you're 4 grades behind, that was Bush.
No
child left behind.
Oh, was
it? Absolutely Bush.
Jesus.
Yeah. No Child Left Behind was a Bush thing.
Okay.
Not that we're getting into politics here, but he's depressed, Ruben, about this whole thing. He stops going to class. He didn't want any part of this whole deal here. Albert, his uncle, said, quote, we drive him to school and he'd go out the back door. Ruben's grades, of course, went right in the toilet because he never showed up. He said that he wasn't himself at all, and that's all. He said the work wasn't hard. He just got sick of it. He just didn't want to show up.
It's work.
He was only there to play basketball. And he's like, I can't play ball. I don't want this. Albert.
Nobody's job is difficult usually. I mean, there's some that are tough, but the majority of jobs are pretty simple. They're straightforward. Nobody fucking likes work.
No, but I think everybody told him you're going to go to college and everything's going to be great and this basketball is going to be good for you. And they're like, oh, but you can't play basketball. But still go to math class. And he's like, what? I'm fucking going to math. I only went to math class so I can dunk later. Right. That's the only reason I'm in math class. This is ridiculous. Albert, his uncle, said, quote, everybody thought he was going to be a failure. They told him, you're dumb and you ain't going to make it. Which I think
that's amazing.
Hilarious. If people were telling him, hey, you're dumb.
You ain't going to make it.
Wow. He started looking at prep schools, Ruben. He wanted to prove his critics wrong and he wanted to go somewhere where he could play. He tried to go to Virginia, the Oak Hill, which is in Virginia, but his grades were too low for that. He said they asked Ruben how low they were, and he said, "Whew, they were low." That's all. He wouldn't give grades, but that's what he said. "Whew" was his first quote. "Whew, they were low." That's how you know they're low.
That's not even close to a D. That's like 50% is an F. Like anywhere in the 50s is F. That's failing.
Woof. That's a woof right there.
I had maybe 2 semesters to bring that up to a low D.
Jesus.
It would have taken me 8 weeks to get that shit to
get it above woof level. So now he says that Patterson Ruben here credits Erstman a lot with this. He says that, quote, he's always in my corner, keeping my spirits up. If I have a problem, I talk to my wife first, then I call Hal. That's a later quote after he's married, but he says he calls it's his wife and then him are the two people he consults with. He even had Erstman be the best man at his wedding later on. So that's how much
That's how silver he is.
That's silver. He put on a tux. He's so fucking silver. Holy shit. He was considered unrecruitable because of his poor grades at all these colleges. So as good of a ball player as he is, and he's a damn good ball player, he's unrecruitable because his grades are so bad that he can't even get into the University of Cincinnati, which is fucking saying something if you know any of the history of them. Like I said, he's 6'5", 225, senior year of high school. He's depressed. He's looking for a prep school. He's doing all this, and there's an incident. This isn't his fault, according to the Cleveland Police Department here. The police records, Ruben was held up at gunpoint while walking on a street during his senior year of high school.
Holy shit.
He's held up at gunpoint and robbed. The incident report says that the 2 men pulled up alongside him in a car and aimed a long barrel handgun at him and demanded that he remove his shoes and hand over the gold chain around his neck and the cash in his pockets. They told him, quote, don't run or I'll shoot you in the back.
Jesus.
And so they pointed the gun at him, and Patterson gave him his shoes and his chain, and they drove off.
The only thing worse would have been if he put his fucking podcasts on YouTube. That's brutal, man.
That's pretty much what he did. He pretty much did that. Give me your shoes and your chain, and we'll take your intellectual property on top of that also. We'll take that. Yeah, get your intellectual property out of your pockets, asshole. Wow. Holy shit. So he goes to Independence Community Junior College.
Yeah.
Is where he ends up.
That's a good one.
It's got the word junior right in it. You know, that's not good. You know, that's terrible right there. It is nowadays just Independence Community College. It's in Independence, Kansas. It's located between Tulsa and Kansas City. It's a small school, only 1,600 students there.
Yeah.
So it's a community college. 1,600 kids who didn't want to go to class and walked out the back door when their Uncle Albert dropped them off in the front door. So Patterson here, this is a really different type of thing for him, too. It's not a big college, we'll put it that way. It's not a huge college. It was established in 1925 to be, and this is what they say, to be the 13th and 14th grades of the Independence public schools. So they basically were like, you know, you just come on over here. It's 13th grade. Don't worry about it. Like, they didn't even say, like, for a higher education. Right. They're like, it's just high school, basically, for people who didn't pay attention.
13th and 14th grades. I'm here. Are you here for what are you majoring in? 13th year.
I'm majoring in 13th grade. I'm majoring in, back then, I'm majoring in, like, kind of hooking my cable up correctly so I can record shit through my VCR. You know how that works? And that's kind of what I'm majoring. I could do that.
What's your focus of studies? HVAC. You got HVAC?
You got HVAC? Because I'll do HVAC. And I bet they do have HVAC there.
I bet they do.
They actually do have a decent athletic alumni from here because if you're a fuck up, you have to go to one of these colleges first before you can get into a real college. So they have Armin Gilliam, the ex-NBA star.
Really?
Harvey Grant, who's an ex-NBA star. Bobby Johnson, who's a 80s wide receiver for the Giants, a skinny wide receiver.
Not a shitty open mic runner?
Not a shitty open mic runner. I knew you were going to say that. And Reggie Rembert, who's an ex-Bengals wide receiver also. I remember him just from football cards.
I didn't know
here.
Armin Gillian went there. That's
Armin Gilliam and Harvey Grant.
Gilliam with an M, right?
And Ho's brother.
Not an N, right?
Gilliam.
Yeah.
Gilliam with
What
an
am I
M.
saying Gillian?
I don't know.
What am I doing?
Armand, I don't know.
Armand Gilliam. He had the goofiest haircut.
Yeah, he did.
The
NBA had a lot of goofy haircuts in 1990.
He did the tall flat top for a little bit. Then he went to the short one. Then he put that fucking line in it too. It got real strange.
Pretty much everyone in the NBA.
Yeah, but it was like it was a flat top with the line in it, like the short
like
crop.
Larry Johnson. He followed the grandmama thing. Well, I don't know if he
no,
put
it
the
wasn't
line
up the
in
middle.
It
was like at an
angle.
angle.
Crooked. Yeah, okay.
It was a crooked carve into a flat top, though. It was bizarre.
It's very strange.
Very weird.
So when Ruben pulls up, he's from the city in Cleveland, as much of a city as you can, whatever that is. He pulls up to this place, 1,600 people in a tiny town in Kansas, and he sees like just a few little 2-story buildings, and that's the college. It doesn't look like a college at all. He said that when he saw it, he said, quote, "I was ready to turn right around." But Albert took him there. Albert's a mailman in Cleveland, and he saved up his money so he could take him down there and show him around. He takes him there, and he said, he's told Ruben, quote, "This is what it's going to take. 2 years in a boondocks country town before you can get your shit together."
A place that you can't go in the front and out the back, you dummy. You got to go spend your time.
Yeah, absolutely. It's 800 miles away from home, 800 miles away from Cleveland.
You can't fail now, bud.
No, absolutely.
You have no excuse.
Hal Erstman told him, look, you have to do this shit. He said, this is what you need. It's exactly perfect. It's far away. There's no distractions for you. So buckle up, fucking...
Put your nose in a fucking book.
Let's do this.
Learn some HVAC and let's get you out of here.
At least in a hoop. Never mind the book. Just put it in a hoop. Dunk a lot. So he is a freshman year. He's going there. He's way too good of a basketball player to be playing here. As a freshman, he broke the single-season scoring record, which was 868 points. He broke that as a freshman.
Wow.
So he just came in and just started dominating.
For a single season, right out of the gate, he's already broke it.
He's already broke it. And he's not even, later on when he gets into the NBA, we'll see, he's not even an offensive player, really. Yeah. He's okay, but he's got a terrible jump shot. Yeah. He's a defender. Yeah. He's an energy defender. He's a guy that's just
defense,
up your ass. Yeah. On top of you, up your ass, all energy, can't get around him. He never stops. His motor's always going. Yeah, I love... When you watch him play, you're like, fuck, man, I want to see a game of 10 of these guys because that is awesome. Yeah. Every team needs a guy like him on the team. That's how he plays. But in college here, he's just raking in on the points. During this season, on February 15th, 1995, they beat Kansas City 97-92. He went 21 of 26 from the floor and had a school record 58 points.
My goodness.
Which doesn't happen much, I don't think, in community college.
No,
so.
That's anything over 50 points is usually the entire team's points.
Yeah, in a college game, you look at college, it's like 62-58. That's the game, especially a community junior college games. That's going to be terrible. So he probably beat the whole other team. You know what I mean? Actually, 97-92 was the final. But he was named All Jayhawk Conference, which is there, and also received Freshman of the Year award in the Kansas.
All Jayhawk, that includes... KU also.
No. This is in the junior college.
Oh, okay.
They call it the all because I think it's just
because they're expecting you to go there.
Yeah, all Jayhawk Conference. They think maybe you'll be fooled.
Right.
And go, I'm going to Kansas. Fuck, no, Kansas City. What is this shit? No way. He was also an honorable mention All-America by the National Junior College Association.
Oh, great.
So he's fucking doing as well as you can do here. Summer of 95, he gains a lot of notice from people because he puts a hell of a performance on at the U.S. Olympic Festival in Denver.
Oh.
There was only a couple, I think there was 3 non-Division I players, big college players invited. He had 21 points for the East team in an 86-84 loss. The Long Beach State coach, Seth Greenberg, said, quote, "He's a monster. He got every loose ball."
How about that?
So that's what he's all about. If there's a loose ball, he will dive head first into the goddamn... He's like Kurt Rambis with talent, basically.
Minus glasses and knee pads.
Athletic ability and like basketball skill, not just like a will to collect things. Also during that summer, he's got a girlfriend in Fort Riley, Kansas, named Brenda Gonzalez, who gives birth to their daughter.
Jesus.
So you got a freshman, you need to have a kid now. Natanya, Natanya, I'm going to call her. We'll just call her Natanya.
Whatever.
They live together.
Mm-hmm.
in an apartment near campus. This will not last long.
No.
I know that for a fact, based on what comes up later.
Well,
but
there's a baby involved. Now everything sucks.
Yeah. I guess he had a hard time struggling with the new responsibility at first. Obviously, his uncle said, quote, "I told him to accept it and deal with it and be proud and to keep his goals." Wow.
He should have gone in the back door on that one.
That's it. Yeah, he should have just kept on going.
Keep going.
Well, he went in the front door was the problem. Yeah,
he was supposed to finish in the back door.
He went the wrong way. He really did. He did well. He had a B average.
Yeah.
He was taking algebra, English lit. So he was doing theater appreciation.
I didn't do that shit.
No, me neither. He says, quote, "I'm taking care of business."
Yeah.
Like, all right, I guess you are here. Not too bad. Sophomore year, comes back, kills it again. He posts the single-season sophomore record in that conference with an average of 27.1 points a game. He earns first-team All-America Junior College honors.
Yeah.
He's the shit in junior college. He's great. He's the all-time leading scorer in Independence College men's basketball history.
Wow.
He's 1,558 points. So, yeah, he holds 8 school records in basketball.
Shit.
So,
did he only play 2 years for him?
2 years, yeah. Junior college, you go for 2 years because it's a 2-year program.
Okay.
And then you try to go to a good
13th
college.
and 14th,
it's
remember?
13th and 14th grade. And then he finds a good college. Well, he finds a college. Let's not call it a good college. University of Cincinnati.
Yeesh.
It's not a good college.
No.
It's a college that you can play basketball at. And I feel like if you're about to graduate, they kick you right off the team. They're like, we can't have that here. We got to keep our graduation rate under 8%.
Is that the Bearcats?
That's the Bearcats, yeah. 96-97 season, he's playing for them.
Was it Van Exel that went there?
No.
Who went there that was a fuck up?
Lots of them. Kenyon Martin.
Oh, he went there too?
We'll talk all about him. We'll talk all about it.
They do a great job of picking.
They really, really do. Did Van Exel go to Cincinnati?
I think he
might
did.
have. Yeah, I think you're right. For some reason, I thought of Anthony Peeler when you said Van Exel. I don't know why. So 96-97, the team goes 26-8, Cincinnati, which is great for college. They have Danny Fortson on the team. You remember him?
Sounds familiar.
Kind of an NBA washout, Danny Fortson. Not really that great, but he's the star of that team. He was a monster in college, monster. Power forward. Kenyon Martin's on the team too, but he's not a star yet.
Okay.
He's a younger guy coming in. Now, December 6, 1996. Everything's going great.
Yeah.
Everything's going great. He got his shit together. He got his grades together. He went in the wrong door, but we'll let that slide for now. He's got a kid, whatever. Fuck it. Over here, though, it doesn't matter. Everything's going fine. Good shit.
He went to a junior college, straightened out all his shit academics, and then got into a big college.
This is what you would tell a kid to do. This is, you're like, look, you want to do the right thing, make the right moves. These are the things you need to do. I know it sounds hard. You're going to have to live in the boonies.
It's going to be hard.
He fucking did it.
Yeah.
And I'm proud of him for that until December 6, 1996. Police Sergeant Phil Vickers, whenever I start quoting police sergeants, you know there's a problem. He said police were called to a Cincinnati apartment about 8:45 p.m., where a woman named Deidre Mason, not even his girlfriend, not Brenda, not that one, this is a completely different girlfriend he's got now, told the police that Patterson kicked in the door to her apartment.
Holy shit.
Hit her in the head and stole her purse.
Fuck.
Okay? She said that this woman was a girlfriend of a former girlfriend. That was who she is. Apparently, there was
okay. I got it.
Girlfriend of his former girlfriend.
Right.
Apparently, it's there was some discrepancy with him and the girlfriend when they broke up over possessions, and he thought that she took something that wasn't hers, or blah blah blah. So he decided to go over to some other woman's house, kick in the door, punch her in the fucking head, and steal her purse. It said, "quote She had a laceration to her scalp. She was treated by a paramedic at the scene."
He hit her so hard he broke the skin.
He cut her open. He
Holy
jacked her in the
shit.
head and stole her purse like a fucking mugger. Jesus Christ, he's been bugged. He should know better.
Over a fight he had with his girlfriend.
It's insane.
You took my fucking TV. I'm going to go steal your friend's purse. What sense does that make?
That's the silliest shit
That's
ever.
crazy.
Like, I know you have everything she had that was mine in your purse and in your scalp too. You owe me platelets,
my
bitch.
Toshiba's in there.
Jesus Christ. I want your plasma. So she
took my plasma TV.
I know it. So, there was another player there, a sophomore on the team named Melvin Levitt, was with Patterson. The police said that he's not being charged, Levitt. He, quote, he took no active part in the offense. Okay. So he was smart anyway. He probably stood back and said, what the fuck are you doing?
I thought we came here to ask her for your shit.
You said you needed me to carry the other end of a dresser. That's what you told me. You said there's stairs.
Ruben, you just punched a woman. What are we doing?
Punched her. What? You want her? That's her purse, dude.
Leave that.
Just take her wallet out. Don't take the whole purse. Where are you running? Shit, God damn it.
That plasma's not the plasma in a TV. What are you doing?
You dummy. So police issue an arrest warrant for him, obviously.
This is why you went to junior college.
Exactly.
You fucking asshole.
You junior asshole. I wish you were a junior. It would make sense. So they issue an arrest warrant for him for aggravated burglary, which is not a great thing. Aggravated burglary is a first-degree felony in that state, punishable by up to 25 years in prison.
25.
This is a no-joke fucking thing here. Patterson, though, somehow, it's weird. He's in college,
so strange,
not making any money, but somehow can hire high-powered attorneys like John Wolfe, who previously defended athletes in sexual assault cases. He defended an ex-Seattle Seahawks quarterback named Gail Gilbert against multiple sexual assault accusations in a 6-month period in 1987.
College student can afford that guy? That's crazy.
Weird, right?
So nuts.
Gee, is there maybe Erstman? Maybe there's a guy back there. I see a tinge of silver and a big roll of money coming out.
There was a shitload of money in that girl's purse.
Maybe. That's true. We don't know exactly what she did here. So this is all their first fucking year in University of Cincinnati. They're the number 3 seed in the tournament anyway.
Wow.
So that's terrific. They win in the first round 86-69 against Butler.
Yeah.
They lose in the second round to number 6 seed Iowa State.
Okay.
So that's not great. 67-66. At least it was close.
They lost in the second round as a number 3?
As a number 3 to the number 6 seed Iowa State. So that's a little weak there.
Yeah.
Ruben, for his part, though, 31 games that season, 13.7 points a game, 5.6 rebounds per game, 1.4 assists, and 1.1 steals.
And he's a small forward?
He's a small forward, shooting guard, small forward, depending on where he's playing.
It's good numbers.
And for defense, too. I mean, 1.1 steals, that's high.
Yeah.
That means he's up people's asses, and he's a good rebounder, too. He's a really strong rebounder for a guy who's 6'5".
Okay.
He gets in there. He's just an effort guy. He just never stops. So 1997 off season, he's had his own issues this year. Now he witnesses something not great and another issue. He witnesses a domestic violence incident. His mother is attacked by. It's hard to find out who exactly this was, but I've been able to ascertain. I believe it's a new boyfriend of his mother's, was attacking her with scissors.
What the fuck?
Attacking his mother with scissors and screaming, quote, "I'll get all you fuckers," while they were doing it. "I'll get all you fuckers. I should have chose a better weapon, but for now, this is what I'm going to do. It's scissors. It's fine." So that's a situation, I would call it. "I'll get all you fuckers."
That's a hilarious quote. What is he? Is he talking about coupons?
"I'll clip them all. Everybody's going to save 49 cents on Pop-Tarts. Every fucking body in this house, I swear to God."
Or was it when the fucking Monopoly game was out from McDonald's?
"I'll get all of you, Park Place. Who's got Boardwalk? I need Venator." So
what is he clipping?
He's shouting and attacking the dog's
mother. The dog's got dingleberries, and he's got to clip them.
I'll get all you fuckers. Maybe he's really enthusiastic about dingleberry trimming. This guy just has a future in pet cosmetology. That's all it is. That's all.
Or is tomorrow,
he's a groomer.
Is tomorrow picture day at school and he wants to cut everybody's bangs?
Maybe he said, "I'll get all you fuckers." He was talking about like the hairs that are a little longer. Yeah. I'm going to even you up. I'll get all those little fuckers. So apparently it was a little more threatening than that.
He's a trimming son of a bitch.
That's all it is. He's really there for you, is what it is. He's trying to help. He wants your pictures to look good. So Patterson steps in, since he's a huge guy. Yeah. He steps in and disarms the scissors off the guy.
And he got no fuckers.
Calls the police, and he got no fuckers. Patterson's mother did not press charges for this
what?
incident. She doesn't
fuck is she doing?
"I'll get all you fuckers." That's charges pressed. There's no misunderstanding.
No.
If he just had the scissors, she could say, I felt threatened, but maybe it's just me. He said, "I'll get all you fuckers." That means,
and then my 6'5", 220-pound son had to disarm this fuck.
To wrestle him.
And he got no fuckers, but he's going to jail. That's crazy.
He's a hero right there. He just saved his mom. But in 1997, later on in the year, police are called again by Patterson's sister this time, reporting that he assaulted her, that Ruben assaulted her. The report said that Ruben, quote, punched victim in face with closed fist when victim tried to defend herself, named suspect, then grabbed victim by her throat and lifted victim up in the air and then dropped victim on top of her vehicle, and she rolled off and fell to the ground.
What?
That is some fucking action movie shit. That Hulk Hogan did that in No Holds Barred. We'll put it that way. He did that. He lifted a guy up and threw him on top of the limo hood.
He just fucking
when he was looking for Zeus.
What is the that's fucking choke slam
he's gonna
stuff.
Choke slam. He choke slammed this woman, but just onto the roof of her car and just tossed her, dropped her onto
He's a woman punching son of a bitch.
He's an asshole. This guy. He and women don't. He's not good with women.
No.
Let's just say he's an asshole forever.
He does love Kane and the Undertaker. That's pretty evident.
He does. He said it's 97 too. That was a big deal. He's like, I saw Hell in the Cell. I'm gonna fucking choke slam her directly onto the front of her car. And then she rolled off and fell to the ground, too, which is like, that seems...
Insult to injury.
Hit her with a closed fist.
Punched her.
She tries to put her hands up, so he says, okay, choke slam you onto a car, drop her and fall. Imagine that series of events for you. Huge guy punches you in the face, lifts you up by the throat, tosses you onto the hood of a car, and you fall onto the ground 3 feet down from that.
I can't call the cops fast enough.
Wow. Yeah, she called the cops. No arrest was made in this at all after that. I guess the prosecutors reviewed it and ended up not pressing charges.
There wasn't
I don't know
evidence?
I don't know if she wasn't cooperative with the whole thing or what, but holy shit. Someone
crazy.
press fucking charges on this guy because you need it. Now, 97, 98 in college, it's a senior year. Team is 27-6. They're damn good. Those late 90s Bearcats were pretty damn good. Kenyon Martin is now the star of the team. Fortson is gone. Now, December 1997, the team's going well, except for the fact that there's always... With Cincinnati, there was always a lot of talk of them having violations, and they've been a mess for years. That Bob Huggins, the coach, they've been a problem. December 97, Ruben is suspended for 14 games by the NCAA. Really? That's a lot. They play like 30 games a season, so that's a shitload.
That's half the season?
That's half of them. For receiving extra benefits in violation of NCAA rules.
Sweet Christ.
He was using a condo owned by a guy he worked for in the summer who also co-signed a car loan for him. You know who that is?
No.
Who do you think it is? Is there a silver-haired
Mr. Chartwell?
Is there a silver-haired middle-aged white man around here anywhere? Hal Erskine around here anywhere? Oh,
fucking Hal.
Here, I'll co-sign for you. You need an attorney for your assault? I'll get you that. Aggravated burglary? No problem.
Yeah.
Holy shit. So that happens there. So he's suspended for 14 games. So he's got a little bit of time to think about it. Through December, through January, he's got to think about it because they don't play every day in college, obviously.
Yeah.
And then on February 19th, 1998, his mother dies of a heart attack.
Oh, my God.
Poor Charlene here. Seems like she's had a hard life. She's been attacked with scissors.
Yeah.
Her husband was in and out of prison and everything else. Finally, her son is going to do something that could probably help her and get her out of the shit situation. And there's lots of talk with the players on his team, too, where he would always talk about his goal was to get to the NBA so he could get his mother out of the shit neighborhood and buy her a house. And he wanted to do the whole typical, do better for my family thing that everybody wants to do.
Buy Mama a house.
That's what he was planning on doing, and she didn't make it senior year. She had a few more months to go and couldn't do it. She's only 38 years old.
What?
38, died of a heart attack in her sleep.
That's a hard life.
Which means she had him when she was 16, which means that explains a lot about this,
It's
the father.
That's Cleveland living, too.
Yeah. Well, the father, it's like the father going in and out, and it's like, well, yeah, she was 16.
Kid.
She didn't know what kind of future he was going to have. She probably didn't plan on getting knocked up. She's only 38 years old, dies of a heart attack in her sleep. So hard. But they talk about whether he's going to play or not the next day because he's playing again. And he said he's going to play. He said, I'm playing. I don't give a shit. He wants to do it. He said he put on his uniform. He said he put Charlene Patterson, number 23, because he wears 23. Nice. I'm going to miss you on his shoes. He put on there. And he had a huge game. He scored 32 points. That is the highest totally he had at the University of Cincinnati. Was 32 points. He really, lit it up, had 7 rebounds, 3 assists, had 3 steals, and only 2 turnovers, and he played for 37 minutes.
2 turnovers?
Yeah,
that's great.
That's great. Played for 37 minutes, which in college, it's pretty much the whole game. So they beat University of Alabama Birmingham that day, and we have it in their own words about it. Let's see what Ruben has to say about this. In their own words, quote, "My family thought I was coming home, but I wanted to stay here. We needed to win this game, and I wanted to play well for my mom. Every time I scored, everybody saw me point up. I was crying all day, but I decided I was going to do it for my mom. I put it behind me and played the game." So, distraction, that's fine. A lot of people, you need that.
But he plays through it.
And the guy said, "What are you going to do? You want to go home with your family?" And he said to his teammate, "This is kind of my family.
This is it.
My mom just died, and I got no dad. This is my family. I'm going to fucking stay here and play."
The last time I went home to my family, somebody told me I'm going to get all those fuckers.
Yeah, I'm gonna get all you fuckers, all of them. So this is a little different. I'm gonna stay here. They're the number 2. Cincinnati still playing. They're the number 2 seed in the tournament in their bracket that year.
They were good for
region.
a few years.
They were really good.
Van Axel played 91 through 93.
There you go.
It was earlier.
Later is this guy.
God, is that fuck ugly?
Oh, he's a frog-eyed looking son of a bitch.
Holy shit!
This tournament, they barely beat NAU.
He looks like a pug.
He does. They barely beat NAU, Jimmy.
Really?
Northern Arizona University.
The
Lumberjokes. It was they were a number 15 seed, the Lumberjokes. They were a number 2. And I remember seeing this game on TV because I was flicking through just tournament games, and this was the very, very end of it. It was tied 62-62.
Oh, that's depressing.
And Cincinnati won on a last-second 3. Wow. And I remember just being pissed because I want to see an upset. And a 15 seed over a 2 seed is a huge fucking upset. That would have been amazing.
Makes you hate NAU more.
Oh, yeah, absolutely. Like, you guys can't do shit
you
right.
Fucking jerks.
Can't even close it. So then they go to the next game. They play West Virginia, who's a number 10 seed, and they lose 75-74. So, not too great.
Eking them out, too. Taking them down to the wire.
Yeah, so they're out in the second round again. Ruben never really went very far in the tournament. 19 games that year, 16.5 points a game, 6.3 rebounds, 2.2 assists, 1.2 steals. Solid fucking numbers.
Yeah.
Not bad at all. Some character concerns about him. There's some character concerns.
But he's also a hero.
He's also a hero.
He stopped a stabbing.
So you stop a stabbing, you beat up a girl and your sister.
You gave your mom 1 more year of life.
Something. You did something. He earned 2nd team All-Conference and 3rd team All-America that year.
That's great.
So good player. 1998 NCAA dunk contest, which I didn't even know they did.
In 98? I didn't know that.
Clue they were doing that in 98, but apparently they were. He's in it. Ralph Biggs, Corey Brewer, Herbert Lang, Mike James, Felipe Lopez, Jamal Sanford, and Kevin Rice.
How come none of those names matter?
I remember Felipe Lopez from St. John's.
I don't know that name.
Because I think he did well in the NBA dunk contest the next year. I think he might have won it or came in, top of the deal.
It was the McDonald's All-American Games, right?
That was for high school.
Oh,
that's
you're
high
right.
school.
You're right.
Yeah, this is an NCAA dunk contest.
This is crazy. I didn't even know this existed.
I didn't either. Ruben is runner-up.
Really?
In that. He's a good dunker. He was doing this dunk from the corner where he threw the ball up in the air and then it bounced and he grabbed it and did like a big tomahawk
like a
dunk.
windmill or something?
Yeah, like a big whatever. And his first dunk was like toss off the backboard to himself in a big dunk and with authority.
Super original.
He loses. Yeah, super original. It's 98 though. I mean, still that's not original. That was in 92. That would have been considered a little old school.
I mean, Cedric Ceballos did that shit in 92.
What I mean.
It's crazy.
Ruben is runner-up. He comes in 2nd place to Herbert Lang of Centenary, is the school he goes to. I was like, I never watched this. You a big Centenary fan, Jimmy? Ever?
Is it University of Centenary or
Centenary? I don't know what that is.
I don't know what that is.
So May 9th, 1998, after this, the NCAA announces it's investigating the University of Cincinnati for all sorts of rules violations. They're major rules violations. Cincinnati was given an official notice of inquiry by the NCAA. They said that they alleged that there was a lack of institutional control over the program. One of his assistant coaches, John Lawyer, was given a paid leave because of his involvement in a number of infractions. Tons of players.
There were sanctions levied against them.
Oh,
weren't there?
God, yeah. Over a 16-month period, they're in this whole investigation.
This is great.
They could be stripped of basketball scholarships, postseason play, probation, the whole deal. It's a mess, but fuck it. He's gone, Ruben. He's like, you guys deal with that shit in Cincinnati, Cleveland, whatever shit, Ohio City I leave behind in ruins. I don't care.
He's like Pete Carroll at this point.
Don't give a shit, walking away. He's like one of those, he's like in a movie, like you just see like him walking, it's like the Joker walking calmly, and then shit starts exploding behind him, and he's like, don't give a fuck. I'm out. I got mine. Later. Just walking.
He's Pete Carroll heading to the Seahawks at this point.
That's it, man.
Fuck
Exactly.
it all. Bye.
Yeah, fuck USC. Bye, guys. So June 24th, 1998, which is the next month after that, is the 1998 NBA Draft. It is at the General Motors place in Vancouver, British Columbia, up there in Canada.
Oh, that's right, because of the Raptors.
Yeah, it was kind of a shit. This is Vancouver, the Grizzlies.
Oh, that's right.
Yeah.
Wait, Vancouver. Yeah, you're right.
The Grizzlies,
you're right.
Toronto Raptors.
But I meant because they had the expansion.
Yeah, they had one
Canada's
up there, and
got
this is
teams.
before they gave up and moved.
So that's where they put the draft
Memphis.
a couple of times, huh?
Yeah, they moved him up there. I remember this draft too.
Okay.
It was not a great draft.
98
draft, not a good draft. A lot of busts. Number 1 overall, Michael Olowokandi.
Oh,
Remember
that's
him
right,
to
for the Clippers. Brutal.
Not great. Big center.
Yeah.
For years, they just try every year. It's like a center? No, let's try him.
Can we get a
No.
7'6"
Greg
guy?
Oden?
7'6"?
Yeah,
Wasn't he 7'6"?
7'1".
Oh,
Just
was
a
he?
big, yeah.
Okay.
But you get a 7-footer, they draft him first overall, his knees go out, and that's the end
exactly
of it.
what
It's
happened to
Greg
him.
Oden.
The next year, it was his fucking knee.
Happened forever. Mike Bibby goes
That's
number
right.
2, the
Yep.
Phoenix local,
Yep.
as we know of, went to U of A.
He went to the Grizzlies, didn't he?
No, he goes to the Grizzlies. Rafe LaFrentz, I remember him. God, Rafe LaFrentz from Kansas.
No
Jesus,
idea.
some of these names. Antoine Jameson
Yeah.
goes number 4 from North Carolina.
He's still playing.
That's what I
That son of a
I think
bitch
he
is
retired
still-
finally.
did he?
I think he was done last
Christ.
year. Last year, Vince Carter, number 5.
Another one that just retired.
Another North Carolina, too. North Carolina had the 4 and 5 pick back-to-back
Good God.
teammates, both juniors. Then you get into Robert Traylor. Remember that big, stocky son of a bitch?
He played like a year and a half.
Yep. Jason Williams, white Jason
Yeah.
Williams.
Oh,
not,
that one
not
for
black
the
murdering
Kings.
Jason Williams that we had so much fun with. This is
This son of a
idiot white
bitch
Jason
called
Williams.
himself White Chocolate.
Yeah, he's an idiot.
The most douchey thing that you can do.
Number 9 overall, Dirk Nowitzki, who's had quite the fucking career.
Still going.
Paul Pierce, number 10.
Son of
who's
a
had
bitch,
quite
still
the career.
going. No, he just retired, didn't he?
Yes, he did. And he's been stabbed and everything else.
Yeah. Throwing up fucking gang signs on TV.
Bonzi Wells, we'll talk about him because we're going to talk about him later.
Okay.
That's why. Bonzi Wells, Michael Doliak, Keon Clark. So there's a lot of shit going on here. Pat Garrity.
Oh, Christ.
Yeah. Tyronn Lue, who is now,
he's now a coach.
Who's now LeBron's bitch.
Yeah.
He is.
Except, isn't LeBron, was LeBron leaving Cleveland again?
Who the fuck
Who
knows
fucking
anymore?
knows?
Felipe Lopez, who he went against in the dunk contest, Al Harrington. So a lot of these guys, I'm going down the list because he doesn't get drafted in the first round,
Really?
Ruben does, which in basketball, if you don't get drafted in the first round, there's really no...
You don't fucking matter.
You're probably not going to be... You might make the team, but they don't have to guarantee you
There's only
anything, so you're
12?
probably not.
Is it 12? 12
what?
players?
12
Each team?
on a team? Yeah, 12 players on
yeah.
a team. I was like, 12 rounds. Jesus.
No,
we're-
12 players.
Everybody in college,
So
they
if you-
draft.
They've got 12. They're making a draft, and if there's more than 3 players drafted, is it 2 players or 3? Do they get 3 rounds?
It's 2 rounds. 2 rounds.
That's it.
2 players.
If you don't
they
get
pick.
drafted, then you're
That's it.
probably not going to make the NBA.
No, now you can go to the developmental league, but
Right.
back then you'd have to go to Europe and
Yeah.
hope that somebody saw you. Or
Go
that sort of
sign as
thing.
a hot dog.
Yeah, so you could be one of the tender, juicy hot dogs over in the Philippines. So finally, number 31 overall, second pick in the second round, Ruben is taken by the Los Angeles Lakers.
Oh.
Taken by the Lakers in a pick that they got from Vancouver. Right after him was Rashard Lewis, who ended up being decent. Katino Mobley was later on in that draft. Miles Simon was there, the old U of A guy. Other than that,
Second round is bleak as fuck.
it's really bleak. I'm looking. There is not J.R. Henderson. Like, it's not a lot going on here in the second round. The pick that they ended up trading to Vancouver ended up being George Lynch. They traded for him, George Lynch, the ex-Dokken guitarist from the 80s. No, not that one. George Lynch and Anthony Peeler in 1996.
Oh, how about
So it was
that?
another
Yeah.
Anthony Peeler. It was a trade from 2 years ago, this draft pick, and the Lakers score him. Undrafted players in that draft include Earl Boykins, who played for a while.
I loved that little guy.
And Brad Miller also. And we'll talk about Boykins later, too, a
Boykins
little more.
played for the fucking Nuggets and was so fast.
He's nasty, man.
Yeah.
Also, the Bucks.
Yeah.
So 98. Do we remember what happened in 98 in the NBA?
98
It's a
in
bad
the
year to
90.
get drafted into the NBA because there's a lockout.
Okay.
They have a lockout.
Strike.
They don't play until February that year. So that's kind of a mess. So what he does to keep playing, and there's no money coming in because it's a lockout, he goes to Greece. He goes to the Greek League.
Bunch of hairy, sweaty dudes.
Yeah, and plays with AEK Athens, BC, where he averaged 12.6 points, 3.6 rebounds, 19 games over there. So he just went over there to basically keep in shape.
Ran a scrimmage over there for a while.
Can't go back to Cincinnati and practice with them because there's sanctions and everything else. He'll probably someone's going to attack him with scissors if he comes on campus. I'm going to kill all you fuckers. So he's with the Lakers 1998-1999 season, which is really just the 99 season because it doesn't start till then. This is the year they shit Candell Harris. As coach, they fire him midseason and put Kurt Rambis in for a while.
Christ.
Didn't work out. This team is stacked. There's nowhere for a rookie to play on this team. There's no point in even being on this team.
They've got Van Exel.
They have, let's go over this,
right.
Kobe, Corey Blunt, Eldon Campbell, Derek Fisher, Rick Fox, a 63-year-old Derek Harper, just playing till the Social Security starts kicking in.
With his list.
Robert Ory, Eddie Jones, who was nasty back then when he played for them in Miami, J.R. Reed, Glenn Rice, Dennis fucking Rodman, and Shaq. That's their fucking team. That's like 2 all-star teams.
Did they win that year?
I don't think they won in 90.
I think San Antonio
I know
did.
San Antonio beat the Knicks. I remember Marcus Camby had a great dunk though over that was trying to look like he went off a trampoline in that finals. I watched that. Yeah, the Knicks breaking my heart again. Even though that year really didn't count, I still would have liked to see them win just once. I'd like one team I like to win.
Just fucking win.
So anyway, that team is stacked.
How about that for that team to be like that?
Man,
and still get beat by the fucking Spurs.
Yeah, they were a great team.
I wonder who they
after
lost
this though. This is when they went on the run. After this,
did they lose in the playoffs to the Spurs? They
had to
have,
they did.
right?
Yeah. And then after this,
with
though,
that team,
was,
you have to run into the Spurs at some point.
Yeah, they get swept by the Spurs. As a matter of fact, in round 2, they beat Houston in round 1. But anyway, February 5th, 99 is his NBA debut.
Okay.
Finally, he plays in...
Who the fuck left?
God, he plays in a game. They just stick him in there as a reserve.
They were winning 114-12
He
or something?
played 4 minutes.
Yeah, okay.
And he's 2 for 2 from the free throw line
It
with a
was
turnover.
the last 4 minutes.
He's garbage time. You get in there. He plays against Houston, who had Pippen, Barkley, and Olajuwon back then, which is nasty. And by the way, has everyone heard Olajuwon's rap album? Do we all know about that?
Wait, what?
You don't know about that?
How do I not know about that?
Akeem
Have we talked about
Olajuwon
this?
has a fucking rap album.
How do I not know that?
If you don't know this...
He can't speak English. How does he rap?
He raps, all right. It's hilarious.
What the
fuck? Every famous basketball player in like 94, 95 had a rap album. Akeem is no fucking difference. It's hilarious. Look up Akeem Olajuwon's rap album,
and
guys.
by the way, is his name Akeem or Hakeem?
Both.
Did we ever figure that out?
It's both.
Was there ever a definitive decision on that?
I believe it started out Akeem and then he went to Hakeem after that. But the album, I think it's called The Dream or some shit.
That makes sense.
I've looked everywhere to try to get it on vinyl because it's like a collector's piece.
I want to
really
fucking
bad.
scratch it.
Oh, God. I just want to keep it pristine.
What the fuck? How does he have a rap album? He can't even speak English.
No,
he grunts. He has the weirdest voice.
Yeah, he's going to have but he raps.
Awful.
I'm telling you, it's amazing.
It's not
and he
rap.
sings on it a little, too. It's really, I'm telling you guys. I've heard it. It's awesome. It's fucking tremendous.
I can't wait to hear
Tremendous
this.
Piece of art right there. It's art is what it is, Jimmy.
Sings.
He plays in 24 games this whole year.
Ruben does.
Ruben does, not Olajuwon. Olajuwon played in more than that. Yeah. He only starts 2 games, Ruben, 6 minutes per game. So it's just garbage time at the end. 2.7 points a game, 1.3 rebounds, nothing much. Like I said, they go to the playoffs. The Lakers get swept in round 2 by the Spurs. Ruben barely plays at all in the playoffs, but he does make $628,500 that year.
That's nice.
That's not a bad deal for a kid who's got shit.
Yeah.
Lakers choose to not renew his contract. It's just a 1-year deal off of that. So he's floating out there now.
He made $600,000 to not work. You know what I mean? Like, that's amazing.
He shot a few free throws.
Yeah.
He played 6 minutes a game for 24 games. That's not bad. Hey, everybody, just going to take a quick break from the show to tell you about our new sponsor, TrueCar.
TrueCar.com.
If you're looking for a car, there is no other place to go but TrueCar.
That's the one.
Over 3 million cars sold.
3 million?
13,000 dealers. Over 700,000 pre-owned vehicles available. Average savings here, Jimmy? $3,000 off MSRP.
Wow.
How can you beat that?
What a deal.
In order to feel comfortable that you're getting a fair price, you need pricing context, information that empowers you to feel confident,
Heck
Jimmy.
yeah.
Confident. With TrueCar, you'll see what other people in your local market paid for the car you want. From there, you can connect with a local TrueCar certified dealer and enjoy a more confident car buying experience.
There you go.
Using TrueCar, you can easily find the car you want. TrueCar will show you what other people in your area paid. Once you register, you'll see real pricing on actual inventory. This is competitive pricing offered to you only by a TrueCar certified dealer for an actual vehicle on their actual lot. With TrueCar, you can connect with a local certified dealer of your choosing so you can enjoy a quick, easy buying experience.
There you go. That's easy.
So easy. TrueCar customers are more likely to enjoy a faster buying process when they connect with TrueCar certified dealers. When you're ready to buy, visit TrueCar.com to enjoy a more confident car buying experience. Some features are not available in all states. It's TrueCar.com.
And now back to the show.
August 10th, 99, he signs as a free agent with Seattle.
All right.
The old Supersonics.
Yeah.
God,
I do too.
Fucking miss the
Their
Supersonics.
unis were so great.
I love those green unis. I love the name, the Supersonics. I love that.
I didn't like that.
I love the name, the Super. It's a cool fucking like old like 70s name. It sounds so out of date. I
don't know what the fuck a supersonic is.
That's why it was cool. Like that.
It makes no sense of the fucking city.
No, it doesn't at all. Well, it
Zero
does because
sense.
they had the airline deal there. There was
you know what? I think I remember you telling me that.
Yeah, we've talked about that before.
They built a jet factory or some shit.
I love that environment, though. That building had like an energy to it whenever the Suns would play there in like the mid-'90s. It was just like
that was a nice rivalry.
Nobody sat down ever. It was just like a crazy game. So
I do like that S, that weird S. Like the top and bottom are curved, and then the middle is a straight line.
Yeah,
you know what I mean?
No,
and then
cool.
in that they have like the Space Needle or whatever. I liked that.
I like that shit.
That's a cool design.
I like
cool unis.
Seattle needs to have teams. I like that.
Yeah.
Them having teams. Oklahoma City does not need a fucking team. They ended up moving to Oklahoma City, Seattle, if you're not a sports fan.
And that town is so grateful to have anything, though.
They should be, because they should have nothing, because it's awful there. Sorry, Oklahoma. I've driven through there a bunch of times. I've driven through there, let's say, 4 times. 2 of the 4 times, there was deadly tornadoes coming right then.
I'm not even listening
why
to
does
your
anyone live here?
explanation.
It's fucking horrible. I hate that place.
The statement, they should have nothing, is my favorite statement
You know
ever.
what they have there? Perkins. Perkins. That's what they have there. Perkins and dirt.
Enjoy your bread
and
bowl.
Fucking bathtubs you can lie down in while you fear for your life. What a shithole that is. Good God. Fuck you, Oklahoma City. I hate you. Not you as a person, but where you live is an awful.
They should have nothing.
Oh, God.
Oh, that hurt.
It
Jesus
is the
God.
fucking devil's taint, that place. It's the worst place ever. So he goes to play with Seattle.
Give it a couple tornado seasons. They will have nothing.
They should.
Eventually, they will have
And now,
nothing.
like we said, they've got all the earthquakes now from the fracking. So now the ground is moving, and whatever's left, not shaking off the earth and falling in a crack will be taken away by the giant funnel cloud.
The good news is the earthquake is breaking the foundation, and then the tornado is lifting it from the foundation.
And there's a lot of religious people there.
That's
a fucking sign. Not only are they trying to suck you from the earth, but the earth is trying to shake you off of it. Stop being there. Stop it. It's trying to shake you off so you'll fall down and then the funnel cloud can take you away.
They should have nothing.
Nothing. Not a goddamn thing. Fuck them. My anger for Oklahoma City. I hate Oklahoma City and I hate Lincoln, Nebraska. Those are my 2 least favorite cities in America that I've been to. They're awful places. I will say this, Oklahoma has the nicest people of anywhere I've ever been.
Yeah.
Anywhere I've ever been.
You
Even
just
Canada.
said it so matter of fact.
Oh, they don't deserve shit. They deserve to be
just like
miserable.
in the middle of a conversation, you're just like, my aunt lives in Oklahoma. She thinks she deserves a ring. She doesn't deserve anything. She doesn't deserve anything.
Nothing.
She's been with him for 8 years. She just wants a ring. She deserves nothing.
Nothing. Not a fucking thing. Not a thing. Not even your clothes when you leave. Out. The clothes on your back. Be gone.
She deserves nothing.
Jesus.
All right.
2000, 99, 2000. He's playing with Seattle, signs there.
Yeah.
That team, an interesting team, a couple of, at least one Crime and Sports alumni there. Vernon Maxwell's on that team. Vin Baker, who we know. Brent Barry, who's a...
Vin Baker was a good dude, right?
He was good. Vin Baker's a good player. I don't know if he was a good dude, but he's a good player.
He's a reverend, too.
I'm not sure about that, but he's a good player. Okay. He's another guy who played for the Bucks, I believe, for a while. Yeah. Brent Barry, the only white guy I ever know to win a dunk contest. It was a shit dunk. It was barely from the foul line. And it's just because he's real lanky.
Right.
It's
just because he's stretched out.
He was halfway there already. Just
Dude,
stretching.
his foot was so far over the free throw line. It's ridiculous.
Horseshit. They just wanted to let a white guy win, I feel like. Horace Grant's on that team. Old Ho Grant's. And Gary Payton, of course, who's the glove. And Chuck Person. You got to love me some Chuck Person.
Yeah.
Not too bad at all. Chuck's dead?
I think Chuck Person is dead.
That sucks. I hope not.
Google that while we're in this. Go on.
So January 4th, 2000, he's in Seattle. He's getting settled. Mm-hmm. He's got his family. Now he's got a wife, or fiance, I should say, named Shannon at this point. And on January 4th, so he's trying to settle his whole life down. On January 4th, 2000, a 23-year-old girl, or woman, I should say, at that age.
Chuck Person is very much alive.
He's alive, yeah. He's alive. I never heard of him die. So... 23-year-old woman named Jenny Stevens is a nanny, and she works for a company called Nanny for You. It's a Seattle area agency, and the company asked her if she would like a new job as an interim. It's an interim position. They have someone, but they need to fill in for a couple of weeks to be a nanny at a family near Bellevue. The permanent nanny, like I said, couldn't begin work for a while. Jenny has been doing these stints, basically fill-ins as a nanny for like wealthy families. Yeah. My aunt used to do this. They're these agencies that place nannies with wealthy families, basically. So she did that. She needed money. She had just finished 2 years of community college. She went to a medical assistant training program, was trying to get enough money to go to a 4-year school.
Sure.
Her fiance worked with at-risk youth, and they postponed their marriage plans to save up money so they could afford to buy a house or something afterwards. So she's a young person trying to make a life for herself, working hard, working a bunch of different things at once. So they offer her this. The agency, they tell her that the husband in the family is an NBA player, works for the Sonics, named Ruben Patterson. Yes. She doesn't know shit about sports at all. She doesn't follow it. She's from Seattle, but doesn't know shit about the Sonics or sports and doesn't care. Yeah. Next day, Jenny, this is January 5th, 2000. Jenny goes to the Patterson home to do an interview.
She's probably like me, by the way, going, wait, they're called the Supersonics, and they play basketball, and their mascot is a Wookiee?
Nothing makes sense. What are we doing?
I'm not paying attention. I don't care who
Let him
plays
go to
for
Oklahoma.
them. Fuck
I don't care. Oklahoma deserves this horse shit.
Oklahoma deserves that.
This is what they deserve.
That's what. All right,
bullshit. So she didn't know anything. Like I said, she didn't know who he was. The next day, she goes to their home, to the Patterson home. Yeah. Jenny goes there. She meets their fiance, his fiance, Shannon, who now he's got a fiance. He's got 3 children that they need to watch after. His 13-year-old brother, who he is legal guardian over. So that's nice. He's taking care of his brother. His mother's dead. His mother's dead. Right. So good for him. He took him in. Shannon's 7-year-old boy from her previous relationship, and Shannon and Ruben have a 5-month-old girl together.
Right.
I don't know what happened to the first kid. That kid's fucking.
Oh, she's off with the mom.
She's swept under the rug in Independence College or whatever
she's
Cincinnati.
Fucking off somewhere else.
She's out of sight, out of mind.
Right.
What are you going to do?
What daughter?
She didn't deserve anything, is what it was. I think that's probably the problem.
She's probably from Oklahoma.
Probably. They're doing all of this. They have this interview. Jenny and Shannon hit it off. They like each other. Mm-hmm. They're around the same age, so they know each other. They're comfortable. Everything's fine. Jenny has been around. She's been around kids. Yeah. I guess Jenny handles the 5-month-old baby really well. Knows how to hold him, knows how to feed him, does the whole thing. So you look, and the kid calms down. Yeah. So like this is a good.
She'll do.
This is great, right? So they talk for 2 hours, it's a hell of an interview.
Long interview.
It's a long interview where you got to think you're getting the job at that point, because if you lose, you're like, I wasted 2 fucking hours here if I didn't get the job.
After minute 20, you got to be like, fucking slam dunk. I'm in here.
I'm in this shit. So Shannon, what she does is she decides that other nanny who they were waiting for to get back from vacation, not going to hire her anymore.
Her.
She can go. It's all about Jenny.
Yeah.
Permanent position for Jenny. Yeah. She's supposed to be home with the baby during the day, pick up the boys after school, do homework with them, cook dinner, and deliver the boys to doctor's appointments and sports practices, and do groceries. Basically be a person.
What's the mom doing?
Nothing.
Nothing at all.
Nothing. Yeah,
she's marrying an NBA star.
She's marrying an NBA star is basically what she's doing at this point.
This is bananas.
I don't know if she's starting a fucking business or whatever she's doing, but I assume
she just passed off all mother duties to somebody else.
Duties, all father duties, all everybody duties, grocery shopping, everything.
Basically, what I'm hiring you for is to be my husband's wife,
you run my
except
family?
for fuck him.
Yeah,
don't
I'm
do
gonna
that.
fuck him.
I'll do that part.
I'm gonna got that, and you do this.
I'm gonna got that.
I'm gonna get that. I'm gonna got that. So she told Jenny that there's going to be some overnights as well as you traveling with them if they need her on the road to do something. Her hours would range between 40 and 60 hours a week. It's a heavy job, and pay is $12 an hour.
Oh my God,
seems terrible.
What the fuck, you cheap bastards!
A wealthy person that runs you to pay someone to run your entire house and take care of all your children. That seems like a low estimate.
For $12 an hour, and I'm going to sit right here.
Yeah, and Jenny said, "Great deal, done on the spot." Didn't even say I need a night to think about it. Accepted. She just needed 40 hours a week. She just needed money, income, and she didn't have it. So she's like, "This is 40 to 60 hours a week of guaranteed income."
By the way, no overtime.
No overtime. No, they're not going to pay her shit.
Time and a half.
No, not going to pay her shit. They're going to tell her she can have like a fruit by the foot in there if you want. You can take an extra thing of fruit snacks if you really want to. That's what we're going to do here. We have snack wells. You can feel free.
They're yours.
Feel free. So
Mi casa, su casa.
No doubt. So she hasn't even met Ruben, this Jenny. Ruben is on the court for Seattle, doing very well. He's getting into the groove here. He plays in 81 games, so that's good. 74 starts, so he's a fucking starter now.
Game.
Going from
the whole season.
25.9 minutes a game, 11.6 points a game, 5.4 rebounds per game, 1.6 assists, 1.2 steals.
I never heard of the guy.
That's a legit career.
How did I
don't know because he was pretty known. But so that's a pretty legit season right there for a guy in his second year.
This was at the end of the run of Seattle in Seattle, the Supersonics. And also, too, this was shortly after the lockout, which was the time that I was like, I'm not going to pay attention to fucking sports that are going to do this shit to the fans.
I checked out for about 3 years after. It wasn't even
it's
about...
It's so hard to give a fuck.
Yeah, it was just... it wasn't there on Sunday afternoons or Saturday afternoons when I wanted to watch it on NBC and whatever. It was like, all right, well, fuck these people.
It's not...
I was just mad.
It's not fucking Mad Men where they play it for 10 weeks and then it's over.
Yeah, we need
this
it all
is
the time.
fucking 6 or 8 months of your life.
That might be what it is. But Seattle that year, they go to the playoffs, too. So he's in the playoffs. They lose in round 1 to Utah, which, whatever, that's not great. Ruben in the playoffs averages 8.2 points a game in 5 games. It's a 5-game series in the playoffs. He makes $900,000 for that year. So
not bad.
Not too bad. You can afford to pay more than $12 an hour. You
can.
cheap fuck. Especially for what ends up, for what this poor girl has to fucking do, do everything. June 11th, 2000. Okay, Ruben is with his friend Melvin Scott. They are at a Cleveland nightclub.
Yeah.
Bad sign right away.
Went back home.
You live in Seattle. You went back home.
Yeah.
You went to Cleveland to go out at night. Yeah. If he's going to church the next morning is the only way this could get worse for him.
The only thing good happens in Cleveland for a basketball player happens in the fucking arena.
Then
you get the fuck out of town.
Yeah, when you get traded from there. They
go,
hey, congratulations. Look at you. That's great. You got traded. So, that's when it's good. So he's with his friend Melvin Scott. Ruben is outside of a Cleveland nightclub, and they run into a guy named Kevin Lewis. Now, Kevin Lewis is the owner of a sporting goods shop in Cleveland. They sell mostly clothes. It's called Gear to Go.
Okay.
It's a clothing goods shop there. And this Kevin Lewis is handing out store flyers in the morning. It's like in the middle of the night, we should say, to like people who are leaving the bar, which is an odd thing when someone's shit-faced stumbling out of a bar. You hand them something, go, you need some sporting goods tomorrow?
What, a jockstrap?
Like they're going to remember that and go, oh, yeah, I need to go. No, that's not going to happen. You don't remember what happened last night. You're going to wake up and go, what the fuck is this?
Why do I have basketball short magazines?
Why do I have a sporting goods pamphlet in my pocket here? So he's handing out these outside of the Flats nightclub, which is like an old, apparently an old warehouse district turned into an entertainment district.
This is not how Under Armour got into stores.
No. So Lewis here, the guy who owns the store, says he saw a man use a key to scratch the rear of a Mercedes. He saw him key a car, somebody. Yeah. Lewis later recognized Patterson when he walked out to the car and told him what happened.
Okay.
Lewis said he saw him walk up to the car because he's been standing there the whole time handing out flyers. And he saw the guy walk up and he goes, hey, man, I saw a guy fucking key your car before, just to let you know. Because I guess Ruben didn't even notice it. He was just walking to the car. It's the middle of the night. It's dark. Yeah. And he goes, I saw a guy key your car. You might want to check and see if there's any damage of the whole thing, which seems like a nice
Yeah.
A nice gesture, I would say. Instead, Ruben accused Lewis of being the guy who did it.
Oh, shit.
Which, why would he walk up and tell you, I saw a guy key your car, check for damage? He would just let you walk away or drive away. So he said he did it, and Kevin Lewis said, I don't know what you're talking about. I'm trying to tell you. And Ruben's drunk, and he's mad, and he starts whooping this guy's ass.
Really?
And he's a big guy, as we know, 6'5", 225.
He disarmed a man with scissors. He's tough.
That's what I mean. This is a smaller guy, and Lewis absolutely beats his ass. The guy ends up with a broken thumb.
Lewis beats Patterson's ass? Patterson beats Lewis.
Patterson beats Lewis' ass. Yeah.
All right.
Patterson, so Ruben beats up Lewis here. Goes at him. Lewis ends up with a broken thumb.
Holy shit.
He needs surgery to repair his jaw because it's fractured in 2 places and had to be wired shut for 2 months.
Oh, my God.
So he beat this guy really good. Scott, the guy he was with, the guy Ruben was with, said he was outside the club. He said he didn't play any role in the assault. Yeah. He said, quote, I walked away. I saw the guy by Ruben's car. Ruben was hot. He went for the guy, and I tried to hold him back, but Ruben pushed me out of the way. And, So
Silver lining, though, Lewis, sometimes after your jaw is wired shut, you sound really fucking cool.
Maybe.
Like 50 Cent and Kanye. Granted, some dumb shit comes out of Kanye's mouth. But the way he talks is because that shit's been wired shut. That's amazing. Sometimes that wired shut stuff.
I think he would have rather not be punched by a 6'5", 225-pound man for no reason in the middle of the night while he's trying to hand out flyers. He would have rather not, probably, I'm thinking.
Probably rather have his clothing in fucking Foot Locker somewhere.
That's what he would have
rather
preferred.
than having his mouth wired shut.
Yeah. So, basically, Patterson, later on, the police give him a call and say, we'd like to chat with you down here, whatever. So he shows up with 2 attorneys, Ruben does, and tells a detective that, quote, that he saw a fight last night, but he wasn't involved.
Yeah.
I saw it, but it was another NBA star.
Ask these 2 guys. They'll tell you.
Yeah, these guys here. He said his friend restrained him, and later this is a friend who wasn't there, by the way, a friend named Lamont Johnson. That wasn't the guy he went with. That was Scott. He said that this guy showed up at the police station with one of the same attorneys that Patterson had and confirmed Patterson's story.
Why?
Yeah,
you weren't there.
Ridiculous.
How do you know?
And they both said, both of these guys, Johnson and Patterson, both blamed it on Melvin Scott. They said he was the one fighting, and he's like, I didn't fight. I tried to fucking hold you back. Like, now he's trying to fuck his friends.
Unbelievable.
A lot of this we're going to get into, and I feel like, because we're going to talk about this in a little while here, a lot of this is, hey, man, don't fuck up the gravy train.
Yeah.
You like this fucking gravy train, you better pretend like I am driving it smooth as a motherfucker, because if you rock the boat, you're not going to be on it anymore.
Rock the boat, you get no gravy.
And you could knock me off the gravy train, and then nobody gets any gravy, is what he's saying. So he's like, everybody better cover for my shit.
Everybody gets gravy as long as I get the gravy. And he's like, gravy? That sounds delicious. Let's go to dinner.
Fucking ridiculous.
Let's go to Perkins.
Patterson, worst place ever.
They put gravy on everything. They put it on your bread bowl.
Fucking Perkins. Jesus, I hate Lincoln, Nebraska. What is good to eat here? We got a Perkins. All right, then. So blow my brains out and then fucking drive to the next exit? Great, thanks. Not eating your fucking Perkins. Got a nice restaurant? They just put in a Perkins. Fuck you.
It's 2015. What are you talking about,
you
Perkins?
People. No one wants Perkins. God damn it. So anyway, here, Patterson wouldn't speak publicly about the assault. He told the Sonics he was innocent. He said that he was there, but he wasn't involved in anything that was alleged. It's alleged bullshit, everybody. All alleged bullshit. Nothing, just alleged bullshit. Everybody, nothing to see here. Just alleged bullshit. Yeah. That's fucking great. The general manager, Wally Walker, told reporters that that's what he said. That's what Ruben said. And he said, quote, that's all we know about it. So he's like, just going to let him play. Doesn't care.
Bullshit. Get on the court.
That's it. September 19th. Ruben Patterson of 2000. Ruben is charged with assault for breaking Kevin Lewis's jaw.
Yeah.
They do charge him with assault. They find out he did it. The grand jury also indicts Melvin Scott, this poor bastard, on a felonious assault charge. Each charge carries a sentence of 2 to 8 years maximum in prison.
Ouch.
Kevin Lewis, back to the clothing store guy here, he said that Patterson was among a group of men who attacked him.
Fuck.
He said. So he said it was... all of them were kicking my ass. Yeah. Not just him, not just him and him. Everybody.
Tons of people kicked my ass.
Woohoo. Broken jaw, thumb. They're whooping my ass in the street for no reason. Rough week for him now.
Real quickly, though, being the guy that keyed the car, if you're seeing this shit in the news, how shitty must you feel?
Yeah, or like,
I'm not telling anybody shit, but I feel really bad for that guy's
guy
job.
Got fucked up. Yeah, the picture of him on TV because they had, all sorts of press coverage.
He's looking at
this.
his key with black fucking chunks of paint in it, going, "Oh, that was a bad idea."
Probably not a good idea. Yeah, it has to be black. You know, it's a black Mercedes.
Yeah, of course.
I would buy a black Mercedes because that's the coolest.
If I played in
one.
the fucking NBA, I'm driving a black Mercedes.
Yeah, me too. Me too. Definitely. So 6 days later, that was September 19, 2000. 6 days later is September 25th, 2000. Okay, so this is an interesting week. This is right before the season starts.
Yeah.
He's back in Washington now. He is at home. Shannon, his girlfriend, fiance, is in the hospital getting a, quote, elective procedure. So either she's getting tits maybe,
or
she's getting tits installed or something done. Oh, she'd probably have kids, I think. It's more of a, she's in the hospital. That's an outpatient procedure.
That's a good point.
She's getting some tits or she's getting like a face thing. Or
labiaplasty.
Something. Maybe. Yeah. She's bleaching her asshole real, like
real
a nice
deep,
pale.
A deep bleach.
It's a bleach. Yeah, it's a deep bleach. It's not. It's like a 6-monther at last.
It's not a top coat.
You can't just lick your finger and wipe it off. No. That's not going to do it. No, it's not.
I don't want a top coat. I want the undercarriage. Everything underneath.
So Jenny is there, the babysitter.
I need a good primer bleaching.
I got to do that. That's what we do. We put a primer down. You really singe off any of the pigment that you might have on your asshole.
Singe the pigment.
Your asshole is albino when they're done with it. You understand? It looks transparent. It's opaque. You're like, what is going on?
I can see your colon.
I can
right
see
through your stink star. It's amazing.
It's wild. You're, as somebody quoted the pert pink asshole. Somebody said they woke up and heard that like the first word out of the podcast. I said, I'm sorry. I think that was mine.
You have
I think that was my fault.
Clear asshole. That's amazing.
Crystal clear. So while she's there getting her asshole bleached, just a fine white, just like rice. It's going to be. Jenny, the babysitter, is at the house.
Of course she is.
Of course she is. She's
watching
the children.
Yeah.
She's watching the children.
For $12 an hour.
$12 an hour, man.
From a man that made $1 million.
So can you imagine?
What a cheap dick.
What a dick. So she's watching.
I hope it was her boyfriend that keyed his fucking car.
Yeah,
that's who I hope it was.
He's paying her $24,000 a year. It's like, gee, thanks. So she's checking on the baby at this point. Patterson comes up from behind her. Ruben comes up from behind her and puts his arms around her from behind and says, "Come on, let's do it," is what he says to her. This is at midnight. Yeah. Okay, too. You're in checking on the baby. It's midnight. Yeah. This guy's wife's in the hospital, and he puts his arm, and he's huge and she's small too. I think she's like 5'2", they said. So,
oh my God.
He puts his arms around her
and says, "Come on, let's do it." And she's like, "Give me a raise." Is that what we're doing?
Well, at this moment is when she notices that he is, as she put it, quote, immensely naked. You have to have quite the cock on you for your nudity to be considered immense. We'll put it that way, first of all. Immensely naked. That's way more naked than usual. Wow.
Unbelievable.
You have to be showing your bleached asshole for that to be immensely naked. Like, how big does your cock have to be before you're like, he was naked, immensely.
How naked was he? It touched the back of my knee.
Fuck, man. I felt it on my Achilles. So, this is terrible what he's doing. But immensely naked. I don't care if we're in the middle of the most horrific story ever of babies being trampled upon. If someone says immensely naked, I'm going to fucking laugh. I don't care. I'm sorry. It's just the way it is. It's going to
happen. Could she just not be, like, she accepted a $12 an hour paying job. She may not be the brightest person in the world. Maybe she thought immensely meant something else.
Possibly. Well, she was she was going to college. Yeah. She's trying.
Giantly naked. What? What do you mean giantly naked?
Big naked. Just huge. Big naked. She's also big. You know, big naked.
So much naked. The biggest naked ever.
Huge naked, this guy. So Jenny resists this. She's not into it. Patterson picks her up.
Of course he does.
And carries her into another room.
The man has choke slammed a woman.
Yeah, onto a trunk out of a car. Right. He takes her out of the room, which at least he takes it out of the baby's room, thankfully. But he places, as this is out of the police report here, places his hands on either side of her face, and the defendant pushed her head toward his penis. Okay? Yeah. This says that at the end of this, it says that although his penis touched her mouth, she continued to resist and within moments was able to break free. To which Ruben urged her not to tell anyone.
Yeah.
He said, hey, don't tell anyone, I just stuck my dick in your mouth.
Right.
Turns out, if you read further into it, he did more than that. That was a cut to the Chase newspaper article. But when you get into the legal shit, the way they put it was he, quote, digitally penetrated her and forced oral copulation.
Yeah.
So he fingered her and stuck his dick in her mouth. That's fucking terrible.
Unbelievable.
To do to the babysitter or any woman against their will, but especially some poor person who's trying to make money for college who's in your house taking care of your fucking kids.
And the newspaper said,
wow.
Although it touched her mouth,
although his penis touched her mouth, she continued to resist and within moments was able to break free to where he said, hey, don't tell anyone, I just did that shit.
The newspaper makes it sound like she kept her mouth closed. And he just
he was like, come on, honey. And she was like
jammed it into her. No.
I think that's what happened. So we're making fun of it. That's terrible. That's scary. This poor fucking woman.
That's violent as fuck.
Yeah, I would say. I mean, afterwards, thankfully, he didn't then punch her, or smack her around or something.
Or choke slam her.
He then made the decision, try to keep it quiet instead of anything else.
Oh, no, this was a bad mistake.
Oh, no. Oh, boy.
This was an immense mistake.
So 2000-2001 season, we're still in here. Now we're starting that season. That's right after this happens. 2000-2001 season
Real quickly,
with Seattle.
Let's go back to this.
Yeah.
To be...
Oh, we'll be back there plenty. Don't worry. It's coming up again.
The fucking balls on the guy to just walk up to a woman naked. He must have had some cues that he misread. You know what I mean?
First of all, he drinks constantly.
Okay.
He's had a bunch of drinks.
Yeah.
It's midnight in his own house thinking he's hot shit NBA star with some 23-year-old girl watching his kid. He just walked up and was like, damn, he probably said, look at that ass right there.
Come on, baby, let's do it.
And then he just walked
that
up, come on,
pickup
baby,
line
let's
has
do
worked
it.
before.
I think it has.
I guarantee it has.
So I think he thought that she was going to be like, yeah.
You're damn right, let's do it.
With alcohol and everything else. And she was like, the fuck off of me. What are you doing?
She's 5'2", 22 years old. Probably felt that thing on her ankle and was like, this isn't even a possibility.
This isn't going to happen at all. Sorry.
That thing's bigger than I am. You can't, two things of equal size can't occupy the same space.
It's not going to work.
I'm in college. I'm reading
I did go
Einstein.
To college. I know these things. I'm in the medical field. Right. So January 29, 2001. Is the court for the Cleveland assault in the street. Sure. He pleads guilty to misdemeanor assault to this. He's sentenced to 1 year probation for this. He had a 6-month prison sentence, but it was suspended by the judge. Mm-hmm. He suspends it, Judge David Mattia of Cuyahoga County, but he will also have to pay $1,000 fine and do 80 hours of community service on that. So he got off pretty easy for fucking a guy up in the street. Yeah. The guy's also going to sue him, too. Okay. He's going to sue him civilly. Now, February 1st, 2000... February 1st, 2000, this is a couple days later, 3 days later, he's convicted of assault. NBA announces that Ruben is suspended for 3 games for the assault, for the conviction there.
The wired shut.
For the wired shut jaw. Total on the season, he plays in 76 games, 22 games started, 27.1 minutes a game, so his minutes are actually up. 13 points, 5 rebounds, 2.1 assists, 1.4 steals.
Wow.
That is playing some D. And this is the time he starts calling himself the Kobe Stopper.
Oh, no.
Okay? Yeah, this is his self-given nickname. He still does it today.
And he's
on
in
the
West.
Kobe Stopper.
Yeah.
On the Kobe Stopper, because also... We'll get to it in their own words later, but he talks about how during practice when he was on the Lakers that year, he knew how to get in Kobe's head, and he knows all about Kobe, and he's the Kobe Stopper, and every time Kobe plays against them, he drops fucking 40 on them.
I hate him.
Hits the game-winning shot just to tell Ruben to eat shit every time.
I hate him so much.
Yeah, so do I.
And it has nothing to do with forcing himself on women at this point.
He's just, I just hate
his ego is out of control.
Oh, I would say. This year he makes $990,000 for this season.
My God,
so
he's
it's
making
going
$1 million a year.
It's going up. But it's about to get bad for him.
Okay.
May 8th, 2001, Ruben is charged with trying to rape the nanny.
Good.
Now he's charged. Guess who he's got as lawyer? Still John Wolf.
Really?
Still John Wolf from
Still
college.
got that guy.
Still got. He got him off in college. Why not? Silver hair all the way, baby.
Yeah,
Riding that silver streak right to fucking freedom. He said the player is, this was, because he had been charged before, but they were been talking about it, basically. They were waiting to charge him to see if they could get a plea bargain out of him. So they charge him based on based on Ruben here, is going to enter a plea for which it's an Alford plea, as we've talked about before.
Yeah.
Not admitting guilt,
right,
but saying that there's sufficient evidence for a jury to convict him. I'm not saying I did it, but I'm saying I might get tossed up the river anyway. So I'm going to say whatever, and we're going to call it even. So the prosecutor says that he obviously attempted to engage in intercourse with her. He said of this now, after this, he's free on his own recognizance until they work out the next week. They're going to do everything. Right. And he's to have no contact with the nanny or any other witnesses, obviously. Wally Walker, the Sonic CEO and general manager, you think he would have a lot to say about this.
Yeah.
Like, holy shit, this is so unacceptable. It's not even fucking funny.
A guy that's playing in every game during the season.
I have my scissors out, and I'm going to get all you fuckers if this is true.
Yeah.
So he says, quote, as an organization, any legal situation regarding an employee, including Sonics and WNBA Storm players, is treated very seriously. We also want to re-emphasize that our organization will impose a disciplinary penalty should he return to the Sonics next season.
How about that? The WNBA takes a fucking jab, too.
Yeah, he's takes
like, listen,
if any of those big horse women do that, I'll fucking suspend them, too.
I don't care if you play in the NBA or you're a lesbian.
Yeah, it doesn't
I'll
matter.
Fucking cut all of you.
Don't care. Every one of you fuckers. Jesus Christ.
Jesus, what a dick. Why do you have to bring the WNBA into it?
Why? Well, because he owns them. So
I
you're
get
saying
it,
anything under my umbrella, there's some
get
shit.
it, but they didn't fuck up. Leave them alone.
They did nothing wrong. Those nice ladies in the sorry we called you horses and lesbians, WNBA.
I mean, the majority of them. But
your sport is unwatchable, but it's fine.
It's god-awful.
I would rather watch kids play jacks that have had head injuries.
I don't want to watch a layup contest.
No.
Get the fuck out of my life.
I would rather watch 4 developmentally disabled children play jacks than
I don't want to watch
WNBA.
you miss fucking 60 shots a game.
So, May 15th, 2001 is rape court.
All right.
We're in rape court.
All right.
It's like the people's court, but a little more disgusting. And it smells like poop in there. So, Patterson comes into court holding his wife's hand. The whole deal. She's right there supporting him. He wept like crazy as he entered his plea on a 3rd-degree rape charge.
Yeah.
You should see him weeping. It's really some sorry fucking
Is
sack
it
of shit
hilarious?
sight. Oh, God, it's so pathetic.
Did the wife bend over and go, but look at my asshole?
Look at it. It's fucking bleached so beautifully. She was there, Shannon.
Yeah.
She frowned and got all angry when the prosecutor argued that the nanny lost lost all this stuff out of this whole deal. She was like making faces like, what the fuck she lose? She doesn't give a fuck, Shannon. She's got her husband's back. Once again, this gravy train.
You betcha.
You want to be on it. You better make sure it's on the tracks.
Ding, ding. Let's go.
She's even talking for him. She says, quote, I'm here today because I do not believe Ruben raped or attempted to rape our former nanny. If I honestly believed he committed those crimes, it would have taken our children away from him a long time ago. I love my husband, and I believe he's done the right thing for our family to put this matter behind us.
Did she quit or did they fire her?
I assume they fired her.
She quit.
I hope she quit.
Yeah, but... the way she's sounding, it's like we got rid of her over this shit.
She was not okay with this. His agent here, obviously, said that his client badly wants to clear his name, but a trial would have presented greater risks. Yeah. And he just said he also he accused the Bellevue Police Department of wrongfully releasing false information.
Yeah.
He says John Wolf, is Patterson's other attorney, says it was a routine case until the police department decided they didn't like the deal that had been reached with the prosecutor office, so they started releasing, facts of the case.
Yeah.
We can't have those out there.
Info.
Yeah. He stuck his finger in her. We don't want anyone to know about it. This is messed up.
He mashed his cock into her face until it went in her mouth.
He should be able to do that without being judged, is all I'm saying, for his actions. It's ridiculous.
Haven't you done that before?
Jesus Christ. So now we get to sentencing. Patterson is sentenced to 1 year of prison. Mm-hmm. Okay? But there's a big but.
How much is suspended?
Judge Gaines suspends 350 of the days.
What the fuck?
Out of 365.
He gets 15 days.
And placed Patterson on 2-year probation for this. But the thing is, you know what he does? He doesn't even serve anything. He serves 15 days of house arrest. So he has to stay home for 2 weeks. That's his penalty. You stay inside for 2 weeks and you catch up on all your TV shows.
You sit in the place where you almost raped her.
Unfucking believable,
almost.
Man.
He did rape her.
He was trying to rape her pretty good. Unbelievable. Maximum punishment for third-degree rape was a year in jail and a $5,000 fine. He actually shook his head a little bit when the judge gave him the 15 days and told him that he had to register as a sex offender. Yeah. Also, because you're a fucking sex offender now. Yeah. He's going to pay the maximum fine and court fees, and he has to. This is what the nanny gets out of this thing: $500 in lost wages. She's going to sue him civilly too. Don't worry. But that's what she gets out of this: $500 in lost wages.
What the fuck?
Yeah.
He was convicted. Granted, they went fucking super light on. Super light is not even how to describe it.
No, that was ridiculous.
$500 in lost wages. That is so fucked up.
Here you go, honey. $500.
That's disgusting.
Deal with that. Unreal, man. So, and also, too, he has to begin serving the sentence by July 17th, and he could get 5 days off for good behavior. So he's going to do 10 days.
How do you not behave in your own house?
You're home. What do you do? What did he do? He left dishes in the sink. He's fucking, it's an extra 2 days.
He got a year for bad behavior. How about fucking making him do a year?
Unbelievable. They have a probation hearing to determine whether he is placed under house arrest or work release or all that, and it ended up being house arrest. The judge said he took into account a letter from the victim and her parents, which she asked Patterson to be sentenced to jail, and then he did nothing with that. So took those recommendations very seriously.
I've taken your recommendation for jail very seriously, and I'm going to give him none.
I'm going to give him nothing. I'm going to tell him you can stay home and watch TV for a while.
Sounds like that judge has raped somebody.
Probably. The nanny's lawyer, even, Jan Olson, said, I think she'll be very satisfied with Judge Gaines' ruling. I think she's doing better. She's involved with the healing process. She's still involved in counseling.
Brutal.
So, yeah, brutal, man. So the Patterson's team says they expect a civil suit coming here pretty soon. His lawyer had asked for a 12-month deferred sentence and 240 hours community service total. The judge refused, saying community service wouldn't be appropriate because the NBA already makes them do that shit. So it's
also, too,
he's doing that anyway.
I don't want to put a sex offender and force him into places with the community.
That's the other thing. He said also that a deferred sentence would have been considered only if Patterson had not already been in trouble with the law.
Right.
Everything else.
Right.
He says, the judge tells him, you've got work to do, particularly with your family. Stop raping babysitters. That would be the one thing.
Particularly with society. Stop being so fucking violent.
But Ruben, that's the truth. Ruben, though, he is a good guy, he says. He says he's a good guy. He's out up there, he's got his suit on, he's crying, and he says he did not participate and does not participate in any criminal activity, in their own words.
Oh, boy.
In their own teary-eyed words, because he's crying when he says this. Quote, I did not commit a criminal act. I did engage in an act of consensual sex, and I cheated on my wife. I would like to apologize to everyone I have hurt for my stupid decision, including my wife, family, team, fans, for my terrible mistake. I cheated, and I have learned a very painful lesson.
He didn't even apologize for mashing his cock into her face.
Not at fucking all. That was consensual, man. I'm fine. I did nothing wrong. I committed no criminal act. Look at me. I'm perfect. Wait till you hear what he says when he gets signed by a team soon. Holy shit.
Everyone out there should listen to Small Town Murder. You really should, mainly because you never know who's next door. And that's the point of this show, really. You never know who is next door. You never know what's going to happen on Small Town Murder. That's what makes it so wonderful. The only thing you do know is that people are going to die, and we're probably going to make jokes about it. That's it. That's all we can promise you. We dig into these towns, we see what makes them tick, from local legends to scandals they may have had, and of course, the biggest scandals of all, horrible murders that take place there. And we put what I feel is a completely appropriate comedic spin on the whole thing. And you need a laugh right now. So get in there, listen to Small Town Murder, follow Small Town Murder on the Wondery app or wherever you get your podcasts. You can listen to Small Town Murder early and ad-free right now on Wondery Plus.
In the 1980s, a rosé swept the country.
Hey, Mike, I really like this White Zinfandel.
Well, good. Now put it down. I'm going to try another one.
White Zin became America's top-selling wine. But most don't know that this sweet drink has a sour history. What began in 1986 with counterfeit bottles,
a big fraud, a multi-million-dollar fraud,
sent investigators chasing one of the most powerful families in the business, the Licciardis. But the closer the feds got to them, the more dangerous things became. It's a story of deceit.
time, I was paranoid.
Threats.
You touch my kids, I will kill you.
And murder.
With a .22 caliber bullet to the head.
What started with a scheme to mislabel wine spilled into a blood-soaked battle for succession. Welcome to Bloodvines. You can binge listen to Bloodvines exclusively and ad-free on Wondery Plus. Join Wondery Plus in the Wondery app, Apple Podcasts, or Spotify.
And now back to the show.
At this point, he is a registered sex offender, and the league releases a statement saying out of the 400 players, he is the only, registered sex offender. That's it.
Ouch!
So he's the only one in a major sports league.
Every league gets one MVP a year.
Yeah, that's true.
So
that's
true. He can take it as a badge of honor.
He's an MVP of sorts, we'll say. So July 30th,
most violent player.
Yeah. So July 30th, 2001. Yeah. He's a free agent now. Yeah. Who the fuck wants this guy?
Who?
He's played 2 years
Who
that
the
are
fuck wants
half
him?
decent, but he's not like he's scoring 35 points a game and it's like worth it. You know what I mean? It's not like he's Marvin Barnes back in the day and he's going to change your team.
Pistons, maybe?
No. The Trailblazers, of course. Portland. The old Jailblazers are back. Not only do they sign him, they say, we need to sign him to a big deal. Why just sign him for a year? Let's give him 6 years. $33.8 million fucking dollars.
They're gonna pay him over $5 million a year.
A month after he's a registered sex offender. He pleaded guilty to rape and guilty to assault. They're gonna give him $34 million.
My mind is so blown right now.
What are they thinking? What are you thinking?
He fits right in.
He does fit in with the group, definitely. At the press conference for his signing, he stands up in front of the media and everybody and says, quote, I'm not no bad guy. I'm not no rapist. I'm a great guy.
Yeah.
That's what he says.
No, you're
quote,
a rapist.
I'm a great guy.
No.
You're a registered sex offender
you're a
making
rapist.
you a rapist.
You're a bad guy.
I'm not a great I'm not no bad guy. He says it right there.
He's right. He's not no bad guy.
No, he's really not. He explained to everyone, and as he signs his $33.8 million contract. His wife is there, too. His wife sticks up for him.
Yeah.
Gravy trains are rolling.
She's got $16 million.
That's right. She said, quote, Ruben's a good guy. He really is. He just made some bad choices and made some mistakes. Everyone does. I hope that the fans and the community will open their hearts to us because we are good people. Honestly. That's what she had to end it with. Honestly. I
swear.
Seriously.
By that logic, Ted Bundy's a good person.
He's a good
guy.
guy.
Made some mistakes.
He's made everyone.
So many mistakes.
As she says, what did she say here? He's made some bad choices and made mistakes. Everyone does.
Who doesn't?
Everyone does. So John Wayne Gacy, you know what? He should really.
Albert Fish he was a great guy.
He's a decent fella.
Sure,
let's just say.
He barbecued a child's
Everyone
ass.
Made
but
some
listen,
mistakes. Everyone made. I mean, yes, Fritzl locked his daughter in the basement and killed babies. You know what? Everyone makes mistakes.
Ariel
Give him
Castro
another chance.
kidnapped several girls, kept them for 20 years. That was a big mistake.
That's it, man.
But listen, he's a great suicide artist.
Good guy.
He was really good at suicide.
Good, excellent,
really
top
good,
notch, top tier, right there, all-star. So, 2001-2002 season, first year with his big money. He's suspended for the first 5 games of the season by the league for that pesky rape charge. They had to give him something.
They tend to hang around.
Portland this year had Pippen, Steve Kerr, the coach of the Golden State Warriors, Sean Kemp and his 14,000 children, Rasheed Wallace, and is getting arrested every other day. Guy's a great player, though. Damon Stoudemire, who got arrested every other day. Zach Randolph.
Wow.
Is he going to be a great crime and sports episode?
Really?
I didn't realize what a fucking loon he was.
Really?
Wow, did I really read a lot about him. He's going to be so much fun. And Dale Davis and Sabonis.
Arvydas Sabonis.
The big European there. So that's their team. So it's a
Where
fun
was he
team.
From?
Shit, I don't remember.
Was he from
Croatia or some horse shit? I don't remember where it was. No.
We're thinking of Kukoc.
Yeah, Kukoc. Yeah, I don't remember where he was.
Fucking weird place.
It was some weird shithole. He dumped, like it's Oklahoma City he's from. Don't worry about it. So he continues to call himself the Kobe stopper.
Yeah.
I'm here to stop Kobe.
Yeah.
And he says, in their own words, quote, it all started my rookie year. Ever since training camp and practice, he's been arrogant. I just try to play physical with him. I can tell he was frustrated. You know Kobe. He talks a lot.
Yeah,
he's
he
like,
does.
I'll get up in his head. He's going to get all up in his head.
I think he's jealous that he got away with rape.
It's true. Yeah, he's like, I'll get that. This didn't happen yet. Later on, he'll be jealous. So he's sitting here. he had his rape charge. He had a little bump in the road. Makes mistakes. Everyone does. Assault and all this. He's good now. Though he's saying that's what it is. I'm good now. I'm all about Kobe and the team and the game. And then November 25th, 2002, Shannon, his wife, calls police to their home.
Of course,
she calls 911 saying that he was hitting her.
She forgot he's not a good guy.
Yeah, he's not a good guy. I changed my mind. He's a bad guy. Bad guy.
Somebody give me 16 mil so I can get out of this.
He makes a lot of mistakes all the time. He's making one now. He's making one now. Make it stop.
He just made another. My face hurts.
Poor lady, Jesus Christ. So he's hitting her repeatedly, and she also said that he had hit her for the last 5 years.
Of course.
So she's just letting it fly on the phone. They come. He's arrested for the whole deal. She has minor injuries that are treated. He's taken to Washington County Jail, where he is released after teammate Derek Anderson posts $1,000 bail. So he had to call his teammate to come drop $1,000 on his bail. Unbelievable. Now, the Blazers, you talk to them, what are they going to say about this? They must be horrible. They said, quote, this is a communications director said, quote, I'm just hearing of this myself. It would be premature for myself or anyone in the organization to comment at any time on this. Now, Shannon releases a statement later on saying, my bad.
What?
She releases a statement through her husband's agent, by the way, through Dan Fagan. She said, quote, I made a statement that was accurate, but in the heat of the moment was incomplete. Ruben and I had a disagreement this evening. I want the public to know that Ruben did not assault me. I love my husband, and this is a private family matter. I'm embarrassed that it became so public, and this is something we are working out privately. I respectfully request that we be allowed to do so. In other words, he said, motherfucker, this fucking gravy train ain't going to last much longer. You keep calling fucking cops. You want $40 million fucking dollars, 34, because it's going to go away real fast, motherfucker, if you don't start dropping charges. And she said, my statement was incomplete, I think. Sorry.
I left out a few very important details, like he didn't hit me.
Yeah.
We're gonna handle this matter internally on the gravy train. If you guys don't mind,
it's going to be right in the food car in the back,
right back there in the caboose.
Yeah,
we're going
to do it right there.
We're going to handle it in the bleached caboose. That's where we're going to handle it.
The best part of this is for the Blazers. It's real easy because they can just this is a nice, concise thing. Ruben is scheduled to be arraigned on December 6th, which is the same day that Damon Stoudemire and Rasheed Wallace are expected to appear in the same court on drug charges. So they can have a little team reunion at court on the same fucking day.
Yeah.
But Washington County prosecutors decided not to pursue felony charges against Ruben, citing lack of evidence after Shannon would not give them shit.
After the witness quit.
After she quit. November 2002, right after that, the team fines Ruben $100,000 for the arrest.
Yeah.
So he said already, this cost me a fucking $100,000 now. So she probably got a smack again. They released a statement saying they fined him for conduct detrimental to the team, organization, its fans, and the city of Portland.
Yeah.
The whole city, goddammit.
They besmirched everybody.
Besmirching happening left and right. The Blazers also asked Patterson to get counseling, and if the NBA Players Association agree, he'll be required to participate or face a fine of $10,000 a day until he complies.
Yeah. Stop fucking being violent, asshole.
Yeah. Blazers general manager Bob Wissett said, quote, we care about Ruben and his family and want to respect their privacy as they deal with personal issues. However, each of our players needs to understand that there's a standard of conduct they are expected to maintain as members of our team and community. Yeah. He doesn't maintain them, and guess what we do? Give him $34 fucking million, because that's what we do here. So
you hired a rapist. What did you fucking expect?
What did you expect?
Unbelievable.
So his charges are dropped. The other two go to court on December 6th. December 7th, there's a huge billboard in downtown Portland saying, quote, boycott the Blazers. We need a team that can beat L.A., not women in the justice system, which is a fucking clever billboard. That's a clever billboard.
Who the fuck paid for that?
Don't know. Somebody
That's awesome.
Very smart and funny and probably a fan of our show. Let's just say that. It's probably a crime and sports movement person.
Oh, that's incredible.
That's fucking hilarious.
Wow.
That's clever and great. And he had to drive by that.
Beat the Lakers.
Shit.
That would take forever to read, too.
Yeah,
I hope they put it up where it's
LA,
like
not women in the justice, like at a light.
Yeah, not
so
just like somewhere where there's like heavy traffic in the morning, where like wherever rush hour is.
Oh wow, okay.
Where you're sitting there for 15, 20 seconds.
Now he plays that year 75 games, 13 started, 23.5 minutes a game, 11.2 points, 4 rebounds, 1.4 assists, 1.1 steal. So he plays fine for what he is, an all effort defense, killing it. Portland goes to the playoffs. They are swept in round 1 by the Lakers. That's when the Lakers were unstoppable at this point.
We didn't beat the Lakers.
No. He did make Ruben has 5.3 points a game in the series against the Lakers, so he does nothing. But I think it's okay because it's a little bit mitigated by the $4.538 million he made that year. Holy shit.
He made $1 million a minute in the playoffs.
Wow. 2002-2003 season, he's with Portland again. Same team, except add Quintel Woods to it, who is definitely a future crime in sports.
Who the fuck is he?
Another guy, future crime in sports
subject. Episode, right?
And he'll make a statement later where you'll know exactly what he did. We'll put it that way. During the season, by the way, this season, there's a famous picture taken of Ruben standing on the side during the game drinking a beer out of a plastic cup.
What?
Just taking a sip. And there's fans sitting there pointing at him like next to him, and he's just standing there smiling, drinking a beer during the fucking game. It's not a rec league softball game. The only thing missing was a fucking koozie on the thing. Just like, hey, how you doing out there? Yeah. This isn't the keg league. This is the NBA.
Great.
It's fucking great. So, April 4th, 2003, Patterson is in the locker room fighting with Quintel Woods, his teammate, as one does. Yeah. That's what you do. You physically fight your teammates. They're scuffling in the locker room.
He's not allowed to hit women or rape them anymore.
No, so he's like, I got to beat up a small forward here. I got to beat up a shooting guard. Or I think he was a point guard. Anyway.
Got to beat up another Trailblazer.
Got to beat up another Trailblazer. Why not? So he goes after Woods. He's beating him up. He's bigger than Woods. Two players come and hold Ruben back from attacking him. Like one grabs one arm, one grabs the other. Like, hey, man, hey. As this is happening, they're holding Ruben back. Ruben doesn't even see this coming. Zach Randolph is there, who's a big fucking guy. He's a big 6'10" son of a bitch. He's a close friend of Woods. He came up and sucker punched Ruben.
Oh, no.
Just fucking jacked him. Didn't even see it coming. The other guy, and the fight was over. The guys were holding Ruben back. It was over.
His arms are restrained, and you're going to blast him?
Yeah, that's weak shit. Zach Randolph's an asshole, by the way. This isn't the tip of the iceberg for him. He's an asshole. So he did this. Sucker punches him, drawing, quote, large amounts of blood.
Wow.
Not great. So back to Bob Whitsitt here, the general manager, who's just constantly has to have press releases ready for his fuck-up players. He says, quote, while these types of disagreements happen in practice during the course of a season due to the physical and competitive nature of basketball, this instance and this type of behavior will not be tolerated by our organization without the individuals being held accountable for their actions. Again, so Zach Randolph is suspended for 2 games without pay and fined $100,000.
2 games?
2 games.
That's nothing.
Without paying $100,000. So basically, he probably lost $200,000 on the thing, which that's annoying, but he got to sucker punch someone for no reason.
I never knew he was such a piece of shit.
Oh, he's a total douche.
I loved Zach Randolph until we started this shit.
This is so many arrests,
really?
So much stupidity.
Zach Randolph?
Zach Randolph.
What?
A complete idiot. I never knew either. That shit's been swept under the rug.
I've been watching him rain threes the past few years. I love the guy.
Ruben suffered a broken left eye socket and missed 3 road games because of the injury. He does look like
kind of a fucking scumbag.
He does.
He looks like a guy that doesn't take any shit. And
no.
Well, now I know he starts shit. So
and then here he's a little worried, Zach Randolph, because he at this point starts basically living at Dale Davis's house to hide because Ruben has threatened to shoot him.
Oh shit!
Ruben said he doesn't forget shit, and he's looking for fucking Zach.
Catch Zach
and I see you outside.
Yeah.
I'm gonna fucking shoot your ass. So watch out. So Randolph started hiding in Dale Davis's house, which is fucking hilarious. That year, though, he plays 78 games. Ruben does 17 started, 21.2 minutes. 8.3 points, 3.4 rebounds, 1.3 assists, 0.9 steals. So it goes down a little bit. Maybe the broken eye socket might have had something to do with it. Portland goes to the playoffs. They lose to Dallas in round 1 again. Ruben has 10 points in that series per game. He makes $4,991,800 for that year.
My God.
Motherfucker. God damn it. I'd like to make that once.
For raping a girl, he got a 5 times a year raise.
That's all? Yeah. That's what you get. And assaulting some poor guy for no reason. And then
I can't believe that.
It's crazy.
You guys, I've never raped anybody. I've never gotten a raise like that.
We are our staunch record of non-rape in crime and sports.
I'm killing it.
We're crushing right now.
MVPs.
Fucking 100% from beyond the arc, baby.
Batting 1,000.
Back of the net right there. So nothing but the bottom of the net. So September 8th, 2003, it's Portland Trailblazers training camp for the 03-04 season. Ruben Patterson tells the Trailblazers that he wants to be traded. He says he wants to be traded. Even if the team wants to, his contract has 4 years left where he's scheduled to earn an average of about $5.5 million a season. So trading this idiot might be difficult. And his agent says, Ruben's agent says, quote, because of the length of his contract and the nature of his contract, there doesn't seem to be a great deal of interest. I've explained to Ruben that it's very likely that he will not be traded, and I think his agent, Dan Fegan, is as keenly aware of that because I think he's canvassed the NBA as well to determine what level of interest exists. Nobody wants your fucking idiot guy. Patterson couldn't be reached for comment. He moved his family out of Seattle, out of Bellevue there, took them back to Ohio at that point. He's getting out of the Northwest completely. He's acting like he's gone. One of the reasons he says that he wants a trade is because he doesn't want to be Zach Randolph's teammate. Because he got sucker punched by him, and he says he really doesn't want to be teammates with this guy. He kind of wants to kill him. So, April 14th of that year, when he's still there, he's against Kobe, and Kobe had like a 36-point game, and he forces overtime with some crazy three-pointer at the end of regulation over Ruben. Kobe does. And then in overtime, hit a game winner over Ruben in overtime, too.
Brutal.
So Ruben asked Kobe for his shoes after the game.
Really?
He literally gave him you should give me your shoes for that. So, he says, Ruben Patterson says, quote, I asked for his shoes. I said, you've got to give me your shoes for that one. Okay.
Whatever that means.
And then
he had a flashback to Cleveland when he got robbed for his shoes and chain.
Yeah.
He was like, you took enough from me. Give me the shoes.
But he's good now, though. You got to understand. He's good now. We have it in their own words. That's going to tell you all about it. We should all believe him. In their own words, quote, I don't ever look back. I want people to see the good Ruben. All those things that happened were when I was young and immature and didn't know nothing. That's all behind me. I always look ahead. I'm good now. Good now.
I don't look back because
good Ruben,
right? But I know a girl who, if she would have looked back, would have seen rape coming. So I don't want to look back.
I don't look back because there's prosecutors back there, charges.
Also, maybe somebody, a larger black man with a larger penis that may rape me.
So. Later that year, because he's such a good guy, Portland had signed, they sign guys to 10-day contracts to take a look at him. They signed some scrub guy to a 10-day contract. It was probably the biggest thing in this poor guy's life.
Right.
And what they do is when they have those guys, the equipment guys will leave him a big bag of fucking swag, basically. Here's a big bag of blazers, T-shirts, and fucking hats.
There's some shit.
Here's a bunch of shit. Like, thanks for being on the team.
Congratulations. This is your grace.
So he left his stuff there, and Ruben decided that he should just take them for himself, and he just stole all the guy's shit.
Wow.
Yeah, and didn't tell anybody, too. They kept
just
asking.
It
came out later that they found out that it was him, but they were like, who stole that dude's... that shit was over there.
That's
Where is
shitty.
it? And he's just like, I don't know.
I have no idea.
Well, I make $5 million a year.
I wouldn't
he
have
had
any
a 10-day
idea where all
contract,
that free shit went.
So I figured I'd steal a bunch of free shit that I could get any day of the week.
He's a cheap fuck.
He's a super cheap fuck. He could just go to the equipment manager and say, hey, can I have that bag too? And the guy would have got it for him.
You got another bag of that?
You make $5 million a year. They're not going to charge you for it.
Go buy the shit. You've got $5 million. Next year you're going to make $5 million more.
He makes this year $5,445,600 for starting one game. He played in 73, only started one. 6.9 points a game, 3.7 rebounds, 1.9 assists, 1.2 steals. So his scoring
$5 million
has gone away. He's just all defense now. The next season, 2004-2005, he again says he wants a trade. In the beginning, he says that there was some verbal slight made by the general manager, and he also says that he wants 25 minutes a night or a trade. Done. Either way.
That's it.
That's it.
That's the line he's drawing in the sand.
Yep. One of his representatives said, quote, he plays as hard as anybody in the NBA. Anytime he's on the bench, I look down there, I see him. I think they should put him in. I'd go to war with him for 82 games.
He's making $5 million a year.
Yeah.
Who gives a fuck?
Who cares? He should be doing that. He should be giving effort because he does nothing else.
Let him my point is, let him fucking sit. Whether he plays or not, he's making $5 million
what does he care?
dollars.
I'd be like, I don't give a shit how many minutes you play me.
Fuck you.
You're the highest played guy.
I couldn't give a shit.
I'll sit here the whole game. You play me 2 minutes. Play me like the Lakers did back in the day.
You're still paying me $5 million.
Yeah. So during March of the season, the coach Maurice Cheeks gets fired, and the team basically cashes in the season. They say season's over, reevaluating for next year, evaluate new talent type of shit.
Right.
In other words, we're going to lose for the rest of the season, get a better draft spot.
Tank fuckers.
Ruben's pissed, publicly pissed. He talks shit, and then he says he's injured with knee tendonitis, which is something that you can't see on anything. He misses 11 games. He spends the time in Ohio with his wife and kids, and then later on says he probably shouldn't have missed so many games, and he probably did it just because he was pissed. So now his attitude is fucking shit, too. November 30th, 2004. This is wild here. Owner Paul Allen of the Blazers allows a government agent, like a DEA agent, to pose as a member of the Blazers, as a member of the team to take down a drug ring in Portland. Okay, he's awarded a citation, Allen, from the Portland PD in breaking up this. It's a guy named Big Daddy, who's a big drug dealer there. He gave them uniforms and all sorts of different, credentials and all sorts of shit, and they said that was the key component in infiltrating the gang.
Did they have to play him?
Because they trusted him. They thought they were part of the team.
Did they have to play this guy? Did he have to go out on the court and dribble?
No. They just said, here, you just say you're a member of the Blazers. Here's all the appropriate credentials. Okay. Here's a jersey that has your name on it and all that shit. And you can give it to one of the guys and be like, yeah, man, here's my jersey and blah, blah, blah. They'll be like, oh, okay. That's authentic. I mean, that's legit.
As a drug guy and as somebody that's being impressed,
who's on the team?
Yeah. As somebody that's being impressed by an NBA player, wouldn't you Google that motherfucker?
I would imagine.
Find his college, find all that shit.
He just said it at the time, and it seemed believable.
It's 2006.
Yeah, 2005.
2005. What the fuck?
And Allen thinks this is great. Paul Allen. Yeah. By the way, do you think the players are going to be real happy about this?
I'm going to be furious.
Okay. Allen said, quote, hopefully this is the beginning of a long and fruitful partnership. Our organization hasn't been in close contact with the police before under different circumstances, like our players.
Yeah, like they were fucking arrested.
And we are prepared to help out in any way we can. I would hope that in the future, when one of our players is arrested, the police will show us the same kind of cooperation we've shown them. Hold on. This is very important because I think Quintel Woods is about to be arrested. That's his fucking quote. His fucking quote.
He said that.
His quote. The Paul Allen, billionaire, owner of the fucking, he said, when one of our players is arrested, we hope the police will show us the same type of cooperation. This is very important because I think Quintel Woods is about to be arrested. He literally fucking said that. Holy fucking shit.
How about don't hire criminals, you fucking idiot?
Wow. Now the Blazers...
You're a billionaire. How do you not know that?
The Blazers are pissed off.
Yeah.
Several players ripped Allen for conspiring with the police and, quote, fucking up their shit is what they said. That's the quote in the newspaper.
That's some gangster words.
Among them was Zach Randolph, who called Allen a traitor. Yeah. And he said, quote, man, that's just wrong. The way he did that, that's just wrong. We've been loyal to him, and then he turns and goes all Benedict Arnold on us. He got Big Daddy arrested. Our owner got Big Daddy arrested. That's it. I'm taking back that motherfucking linen bed skirt I bought him for Christmas. That's my favorite fucking line in this entire thing. I've been waiting for an hour and 45 minutes to say, I'm taking back that motherfucking linen bed skirt I bought him for Christmas. That is amazing.
I'm coming to his house. I'm going to knock on his door, and I'm here for the linen bed skirt.
Zach Randolph just marching into your house, not saying shit, and just ripping your bed skirt off and walking out.
And mean-bugging you as he walks away with that shit dragging on your floor.
Wow. Holy shit. He's that mad. That's why I kind of like Zach Randolph for shit like that, because he's crazy.
That's some gangster shit, though.
That's what I mean. He has done some funny, crazy shit, and it's not even about him this episode. Yeah. Imagine when we do the episode about him. It's going to be amazing. Quintel Woods also was pissed at the incident.
You just threw me under the bus.
No problem. He said he's, quote, extremely concerned about the collaboration between Allen and the cops. This is his quote. Woods says, quote, oh, wow, that's not good. I wish he didn't do that. I'm a little concerned about the fact that Big Daddy was arrested. He was the guy that was raising all my fighting pit bulls for me. He's got dozens of them at his safe house. Normally, I would just deny they're mine, but I shaved Quintel into their sides.
What?
Plus, I'm pretty sure there's a picture of me on the wall with my face buried in a pile of powder like Al Pacino in Scarface.
What?
I just got my Blazers uniform, and I'm giving a big thumbs up. I know. We're not very good at being discreet. What can I say?
What are you doing?
He's in his Blazers jersey in a mountain pile of cocaine and a picture on the wall, and this guy has your, quote, fighting pit bulls. Gee, you think Quintel Woods got arrested a couple times?
What the fuck?
You think he's going to be an episode?
How the fuck did he just say that to somebody?
He said that to a fucking journalist.
On the record.
Wow.
What the fuck?
That's almost as good as that motherfucking linen bed skirt. Now, so shit is going crazy.
I'm wearing my own jersey and a fucking picture where my face is buried
Bunch
in
of cocaine.
Unbelievable.
Now, April 17th, 2005, during this year, there's a fluff piece
on
Ruben.
Somebody said something nice about a rapist.
It's called, quote, cleaning up his act.
Oh, boy.
And it's picked up by the AP and fucking ran everywhere.
Oh, my
It's
God.
all about how he stopped drinking and he's good now.
Yeah.
It says Ruben Patterson.
How about he stopped raping? Say that.
Listen to how fluffy this is. Quote, Ruben Patterson awoke one day just before the start of the NBA season feeling sick and tired again. Hangovers were just as much as part of his routine as practice, but that day was to be unlike others. Patterson decided he'd had enough of alcohol. Concerned about his legacy as a player, a father, and a man, Patterson resolved to eliminate the demon that has dogged him since he was a teenager. How fluffy is that?
Who wrote this?
Holy shit. He quit. He's trying to quit drinking now because when he does, he rapes chicks. Right. That's the fucking way you say it.
Who wrote this?
Wow. A silver-haired middle-aged white man, I figure.
I'm going to Google it, and I'm going to tweet the shit out of that guy. What an asshole. Why would you write that?
And the team, too, a guy who's a representative of the Blazers said, quote, Ruben was able to wake up. He has that kind of determination. He saw where his life was going and where his legacy was going to be, and he changed it. He has that kind of willpower.
No.
There's just no way, as talented as these players are, they can reach their full potential by doing the kinds of things, kinds of detrimental things off the floor. If you truly want to be great, it's the whole package. He says he has many regrets when it comes to drinking, wished he had stopped earlier.
Yeah.
Perhaps his life and career would have been better. He says that he realized that with his behavior, his children were seeing the same trouble he had seen during his youth when his father struggled with drug addiction and spent time in prison.
Except for, did you attend your dad's court trial where he was fucking raping the babysitter?
Yeah. Now, Shannon has divorced him already, taken the money.
Yeah.
She said, fuck this gravy train.
She took her fucking bleached asshole right out the door.
That's right. Shimmied it right out there. He says that he's forging a new relationship with his ex-wife, who he calls his best friend.
Oh,
he
boy.
says they're working on a reconciliation, and sobriety made it all happen. In their own words, holy shit. Quote, I got to the point where I was so tired, I was like, man, I've got to stop. So then and there, I said to myself, I'm stopping, and I haven't had any since. Growing up as a kid, I went through a lot, family-wise, mother, father, just family, period. Seeing all that affected me. Once I grew up and I was older, 22, 23, I was making a lot of mistakes too. I wanted to see my kids, when they grow up, to be good, successful. That's another reason I made the change. I don't want my kids to go through all the trouble I went through. That changes a lot, because, alcohol makes you mean, want to fight and be grumpy all the time. As far as what happened in my past, it has a lot to do with drinking. Yeah, definitely. I'm good now.
Oh,
everything's fine now. That year, 28 minutes a game. They actually fucking listened to him.
Yeah.
His threat worked.
Yep.
28 minutes a game in 70 games, 11.6 points a game, 3.9 rebounds, 2 assists, 1.5 steals. That's hustling.
Yeah.
That's not bad. He makes $5.889 million.
Almost $6 million.
Holy shit. Now, starts the 2005 season still in Denver. They place him on the inactive list in November when he has a huge fight with Coach Nate McMillan over his lack of playing time.
He fought with Nate McMillan?
He fought with him, blew up, yelled at him between the third and fourth quarters in a team huddle. He freaked the fuck out. John Nash, the Blazers general manager, said, quote, we will not tolerate this type of behavior from any player. We will continue to demand a higher level of professionalism and personal responsibility from all of our players, or we will continue to take appropriate action. Like when they rape people and you give them money.
You mean the Nuggets?
No, this is Portland.
He's playing for the Nuggets now?
No, he's playing for Portland.
Oh, okay. I thought you said in Denver.
No, he gets traded to Denver later in the year.
I mentioned.
Okay, right now he's still with.
Okay.
Yeah,
I'm trying to keep my geography right.
They do that, and then Ruben's agent sees more to it. He says it's clear that the Blazers have made a decision to develop younger players, which is their prerogative. Unfortunately, Ruben Patterson is at the prime of his career, and his play merits more time than he's getting with the Blazers.
Okay.
And he's asking for a trade.
Again,
he wants a trade
demanding
really bad. Well, he's suspended for this, and then after this, they keep him around for another couple weeks, and then there's trade rumors. The Nets are discussing a trade with him, possibly for Mark Jackson and that sort of thing.
At the end of his run?
Yeah, this year he only has, in Portland, that half a year, he has 11.4 points a game in 45 games. Then he's traded to Denver.
Okay.
He's traded to Denver with Charles Smith, who's another guy who will be a subject of crime in sports.
He's a nut.
He's a nut. And the Nuggets traded Vashawn Leonard to the Blazers, and there's Brian Russell's involved in the deal. It's a 4-team mess of a fucking deal that we don't need to go into.
Brian Russell or Byron Russell?
It's Brian Russell. I always thought it was Byron Russell.
Oh, it's Bryon.
Yeah, it looks like
that's right.
Spell your fucking name right. So he goes to Denver. They have Carmelo Anthony, Marcus Camby, Kenyon Martin, his ex-teammate, Brian Russell here. He plays in 26 games. He averages 13.2 points a game, 3.5 rebounds, 2.6 assists, 1.3 steals. They go to the playoffs, Denver. They lose to the Clippers.
They always lose.
Ruben is benched.
Fucking sucks.
Ruben is benched for most of the series. He only averages 5 points a game. He's fucking pissed at it. He's talking public shit about George Karl, saying, fuck George Karl, fuck this place, I hate everybody.
Don't fuck that hair lip. That guy's great.
But he makes $6,353,200 that year.
Wow.
God damn.
Wow.
August 10th, 2006, he's traded by the Nuggets to the Bucks for Joe Smith, former former number 1 overall draft pick out of Maryland, I want to say. 2006-07 season, he's with Milwaukee. There they have Andrew Bogut, Earl Boykins, and I think a sack of potatoes playing small forward.
It was pretty brutal.
On the Bucks site, there's a little like a player profile of everybody, and there's one for Ruben. Favorite color? Black. Favorite athlete of all time? Michael Jordan. Favorite cartoon character? Popeye. He doesn't take any shit, and he rapes women.
Yeah.
Ultimate vacation spot? Hawaii. Favorite pizza topping? Cheese. And how do you like your steak prepared? The true call of a cretin. Well done.
Really?
So there you go. Yeah.
What a scumbag.
May 15th, 2007.
I figure every rapist loves their steak well done.
I want to chew it.
Yeah.
May 15th, 2007. Ruben buys a 15-room, 6,447.
Not everybody that eats steak well done rapes.
No,
but
everybody
that rapes eats.
So, yes,
he buys
bought
a big
15-room, 6,000-something square foot house in Indian Hill for $3.4 million.
Wow.
Not bad. Pretty much immediately within a month after he moves in, a warrant is issued for Ruben's arrest after failing to register as a sex offender.
Wow.
You got to do that.
Yeah.
Bench warrant issued for his arrest. His agent, who is now a new agent, former Cincinnati Bengal Tim McGee, if we remember him, said that his failure to register was an oversight.
Whoops.
Just an oversight.
Whoopsie-daisy.
He ends up getting a $1,000 fine. He says it's just a crazy oversight. One of his neighbors actually reported him as he kept having loud parties.
Yeah.
So he was like, motherfucker,
I'm going to Google
this
him.
Guy. Yeah.
Oh, he's a sex offender, son of a bitch.
Oh, I see here. So Tim McGee, in true agent fashion, he's going into his silver hair. He's easing into it nicely. He said, quote, "It's all behind him. I've never in my life seen such a small issue turn into such a big story. He didn't register as a sex offender.
That is
not
problem.
a big fucking issue.
No.
He's sitting in his big stupid house, fucking sitting there, not registering as a sex offender, being an asshole, jackass.
A house that cost him, minus taxes, an entire year's salary.
He's sitting there feeling good. There's a knock
Fuck
at the
him.
door. He's like, what's going on? He opened. I'm not expecting any company. I hope it's not the cops again. And he wishes it was the cops, but it's not. It's the Mexican pimp. And he says, "How is it you've come to arrive here? Why are you here? Why you come here? I don't understand. I have been gone a long time, I realize. I had many continents to travel. I have many women to meet and satisfy. That is what I do. But it is always consensual. Do you see how that works?
Yes.
I do not. I come with guns blazing, pointing right at you, scotch in my hand, and still I wait for them to say, okay, put it in me. You do nothing of the sort. You do nothing.
I wait for them to say, are we going to do it?
To say, let's do it. And then I put the fingers in. Before that, nothing. Oh, I have to go. Now I have to go. Poof! In a cloud of smoke, of gun smoke and scotch. He's gone. Tequila. Sorry. Yes, it's tequila and gun smoke. Why did I say scotch? I was thinking that. Scotch on my mind. So he's gone now. That was
gone.
Crazy. Good for him. I haven't seen him in a while. Thanks,
but he gets it
Mexican
legit
pimp. Guns blazing.
Willingly.
Absolutely. So that year with Milwaukee, he plays in 81 games. They need him. 31 minutes a game. They need him.
Yeah.
14.7 points, 5.4 rebounds, 2.9 assists, 1.4 steals. That's a good line. They needed that. They have nobody. He makes $6,807,000 that year. Holy shit. Now he's a free agent again. No one's going to sign him, right?
No.
I mean, he's August 29th, 2007, signs as a free agent with the Los Angeles Clippers.
Wow.
Vice president of Elgin Baylor Geller, who's a legendary NBA player. He says, quote, "We are thrilled to add Ruben to our team."
We are?
Thrilled. Ruben plays hard every single night. He's an aggressive defensive player and has a real enthusiasm.
You're goddamn
for
right he's aggressive.
the game. That's right. Yeah, it was aggressive with your ass, too, with your bleached asshole. Coach Mike Dunleavy said, quote, "I've always admired the intensity he brings to the from game to game. His versatility will improve our team. His intensity
How
and
do
his
they
raping."
say this shit?
Oh, my God.
How do they say that shit knowing what he's convicted of?
I don't know. They don't sign him for much here anyway. They're getting him for nothing. With the Clippers, they have Elton Brand, Corey Maggette, Chris Kamen's big, balding, weird-looking, goofy white ass.
Oh, that's right. Kamen's with ugly fuck.
Yeah, when he had the wispy hair, Cosner hair. He played 20 games for them, 16.4 minutes, 5.1 points, 3.2 rebounds, 0.9 assists, 1.1 steals. Not up to his par of last year. He makes $304,897. That's a little bit of a pay cut. Yeah.
That's what I would have expected after he was convicted of rape.
That's what I'm saying. Jesus. Exactly. But nope. September 30th, 2008, he's asked to go to Denver's training camp. Why?
What?
He fucking... I don't understand why he does that, but they actually do that. They invite him there to look. It makes no sense after he attacked George Karl and they had to cut him because he was such an asshole to him, but whatever. Very interesting. Career stats, this is it for him in the NBA. Yeah. Denver does not pick him up. He's done. 649 games, 10.7 points per game, 4.2 rebounds, 1.8 assists, 1.2 steals. Not a bad stat line. No. And the money, $36,858,397.
My God.
At basketballreference.com, they have his Hall of Fame probability at 0.0%. So that's worth $36 million. Late 2008. I don't know if he needs the money or what, but he goes to play in Lebanon.
What?
In Lebanon. Living the dream. Plays for the Champville basketball team in the Lebanon Pepsi Basketball League.
There's a place called Champville?
Champville is the name of the team. It's not in the city. The city address that the address that it's listed in, the city is Dick El Medi. So I'm like, okay, that's the city. Maybe that's why they call it Champville. Yeah. November 2009, Patterson is charged with tampering with evidence and resisting arrest after being present at a shooting that took place outside of the Buckeye Hall of Fame Cafe in Columbus.
What the fuck?
It's a Ray Lewis, exact Ray Lewis. He saw some shit and said, I didn't see some shit. Yeah. And they accused him of tampering with evidence and resisting arrest to try to fucking get him to talk. And he didn't talk and nothing happened. Wow. 2010, he's inducted into the Independence Community College Hall of Fame.
Assholes.
Hall of Fame.
How could they do that?
Well, another Hall of Fame inductee that year, I looked at who the inductees were. One of the guys' names was Ira Stockbrand.
There's why.
I seriously question the legitimacy of your Hall of Fame when there's a guy named Ira in it. Just right off the fucking bat. Not a Hall of Fame at that point. Sorry. Ira,
It's completely discredited.
Definitely. March 27, 2010, Ruben is arrested in Hamilton County, Ohio on DUI charges.
Good.
After it was found that his blood alcohol level was 0.117.
That's too much.
Way higher than normal. I thought he quit drinking. Everything was bad as alcohol. I thought from the beginning with his mom and his fucked up school and his getting people pregnant and beating on women and raping people in the middle of the night while your dick's swinging out and your wife's bleached asshole, you punch her and you fight with this guy.
And you're punching dudes and breaking jaws.
I feel bad for all these people. That's all I'm saying. I feel bad for all these people, but not nearly as bad as I feel for Ruben Patterson, principal engineer at Charter Communications in the greater Denver area. He was a Time Warner cable thing. Same city.
He's been there.
Went to Regis University.
Drives on the same freeways as that guy.
Poor guy.
Fuck.
Ruben Patterson, a 92-year-old man in Navarre, Florida, who has no idea that we're talking about him at all and never will.
Some retired guy. Fucking Florida.
And finally, the most serious of all, Dr. Ruben Patterson, professor and chair of sociology and anthropology at Howard University.
It's a giant dork.
He has an electrical engineering degree from Florida State University, a master's degree in engineering management from George Washington University, and a BS in interdisciplinary physics.
Or possible sex offender.
And a PhD in sociology from Howard University.
Jesus.
Or he punches clothing store owners outside night of nightclubs for scratching his fucking car and stepping on his shoe.
What an accomplishment. That guy...
Total opposite.
He finishes shit and starts something else.
He had... I could have gone on forever. He had like different review journals that he like was the publisher of, that he started. Like, this guy's awesome.
What an impressive man.
He's super impressive. Way more impressive than our guy.
And he's never been late in his life because he doesn't have time.
Never. No,
Fuck, I don't have time for pussy.
He's too busy getting degrees for interdisciplinary physics and electrical engineering. Who the fuck? I don't even know what that is. July 26, 2010, DUI court. He's facing jail time. Facing jail time. Do you think he's going to get jail time?
Of course not.
Fuck no. Hamilton County Municipal Court Judge Bernie Bouchard sentences him to a $500 fine and a 3-day driving program.
Thanks, guys.
He needs to not drink. The driving's not the issue. It's the drinking. He's also ordered Patterson to not consume alcohol for 18 months.
Okay.
Patterson may only drive from his Indian Hill home to work in Mason for the next 6 months. Should he violate any of the terms, the judge told him he's going to go to jail for 6 months. They said, have you learned anything from this? Lessons? Ruben? And he said, quote, I'm not going to drink and drive. Well, no shit.
How about I'm not going to drink?
Wow. Now, August 8th, 2011, Ruben is suing his agent, former Bengals wide receiver Tim McGee. Tim McGee's a former first-round pick for the Bengals.
What's he suing for?
He claims that McGee misled him in business deals and hasn't repaid a loan. Okay. He seeks from McGee repayment of $687,000 plus $1 million in punitive damages.
Holy shit!
He said that he gave McGee power of attorney as his agent to access bank accounts. To which he deposited his paychecks. The suit alleges that McGee offered to sell Patterson a piece of land adjacent to something that he owned and a indoor sports facility.
Okay.
When Patterson agrees, McGee just took the $337,000 out of Patterson's account for the property, which wasn't okay. Patterson later paid him even more money for business investments. During 2005, Patterson paid McGee another $300,000 for interest in another building.
Haven't you learned your lesson?
Yeah, and in April 2010, McGee borrowed $50,000 for startup costs of Geeter's Bar and Grill there. McGee denies all allegations, calling them, quote, frivolous. Totally frivolous. May 11, 2012. Now he's suing for money there. And now on Auto Trader in May 11, 2012, Ruben's Bentley Arnage Red Label is up for sale.
Really?
It's his model is one of the sought after Red Label models. It said it's like a big deal.
Yeah.
Blah blah blah, the whole deal. He said that basically it's a guy who there's no price listed with it, but a guy who runs an auto gallery said he's probably looking to get about $50,000 for it.
Really?
That's probably about what that's worth.
$50,000 is all that Bentley's worth?
It's an old one, and it's like a whatever. So 2015 December, Ruben joins the National Basketball Retired Players Association and talks about his own transition off the court, which he's fucked up greatly. He says it's great though. He says in their own words, quote, it's a great program that helps retired players in terms of education and financial advice. They cover any situation that can arise in life after basketball. You can even go back to school and get your degree. They also help you out if you want to start a business or pursue something else. From a financial perspective, you have to watch over the things you spend money on and make sure you surround yourself with people you can trust.
Yeah.
Yeah, no
Absolutely.
shit. Should have done that a long fucking time ago. So he's good there. June 4th, 2016. This was hard to fucking find, man. I found a weekly lists of Ohio indictments in the state of Ohio.
Yeah.
Patreon.com/crime and sports. This took a long time. Ruben Patterson here indicted on 2 counts of non-support of dependents. So
I was just going to ask a minute ago.
His fucking money's gone.
What a dick.
His money's
broke.
fucking gone.
He's fucking broke.
So what's he doing now?
$36 million and didn't pay his child support.
That's right. You can see Ruben currently, too, right now, because January 2017, Ice Cube announced the formation of a 3-on-3 basketball league comprised of retired basketball players to start in 2017, which is going on right now. They have, I think, 8 teams here.
Yeah.
The Threes Company, the Three-Headed Monsters, Ghost Ballers, Ball Hogs, Killer Threes, Tri-State, Power, and Trilogy. Coaches for this league include Rick Barry, Allen Iverson, Gary Payton, George Gervin, the Iceman, Julius Irving, Charles Oakley, Rick Mahorn, and Clyde Drexler.
My God.
Yeah.
How did Ice Cube figure this shit out?
Mahmoud Abdul-Rauf is playing in this thing. He's got to be 35 years old, formerly Chris Jackson, the guy who would tie his shoes and untie him like 40 times, a total ticker,
He's
man.
a weird guy.
Weirdo.
Played for Denver for a while.
Kwame Brown, that's where he went. Jason Williams, White Chocolates.
Yes.
Mike Bibby plays on one of these teams.
Of course he does.
Bonzi Wells plays on one of these teams, and Jermaine O'Neal. So ex-Blazers everywhere. Kenyon Martin plays on the Trilogy, and the Threes Company team is DeMar Johnson, Al Thornton, and a few other guys with Iverson coaching, and Ruben Patterson.
Wow.
He's on Threes Company. Ruben this year is averaging 2.8 points per game.
This is a full league.
This is a league. They're playing games. It's
they
a 3-on-3.
go on the road and everything.
Apparently so. He's averaging 2.8 points per game, 3 rebounds, 1.6 assists, 0.6 steals. He doesn't play very much.
No.
Ruben also was named by Bleacher Report in the top 50 Cincinnati basketball players of all time from the college. He is number 15.
That's
on
unbelievable.
The list. Top 15.
That's ridiculous.
Can't get enough of Ruben? You can go on eBay, get yourself.
I know a babysitter that's had plenty of
plenty
them.
of Ruben.
Way too much.
Ruben Patterson Bucks jersey. That's sad. 1 year there. Used $49.99. I wouldn't pay $4.99.
No.
And this is actually pretty cool if you're a fan. Amazon.com. Ruben Patterson signed floorboard for University of Cincinnati.
Yeah.
Pretty cool. $33.99 plus $4.99 shipping.
Send that money straight to his kids.
Instead, send it to his kids. Better off, send it to patreon.com/crime and sports or PayPal using our email address, crimeandsports@gmail.com.
Thing from him.
Holy shit, that's Ruben Patterson.
What shit?
A fucking, was that a mess or what? That
Unbelievable.
was as messy as we could get.
It's ridiculous. It's not fair.
I love how he spaced it out, though. He made it really great to tell a story.
He really did.
It's like, I need an action beat. Oh, good, he punched a guy.
This is going to be a great fucking 30 for 30 someday.
Oh, he's a mess. Well, they did the Jailblazers 30 for 30, and he was a big part of it.
Did they talk about he was fucking arrested and accused for rape?
Barely, because it's about everything. And Damon Stoudemire, Rasheed Wallace, Quintel Wood, all these guys are getting arrested every other day.
Don't do a Jailblazers. You know what? Fuck 30 for 30.
They did a whole thing.
We did fine.
We do fine. Fuck that. Yeah, I'll do them one at a time, and they'll be much better. That's how we do shit. No, none of this bullshit here.
Lump all of it and glaze over the fact that the man was arrested for and convicted of rape.
Bullshit. But yes, that is Ruben Patterson. That is the craziness that is Ruben Patterson. Wow. I hope you guys enjoyed that episode, because that was
bananas.
That was a crazy one. That was a heavy workload episode. Last few have been
great work. That was absurd.
Shit, dude. That was crazy stuff. If you like that story, please, what you can do is get on iTunes. You can give us an iTunes reviews. Give us 5 stars. Tell us you're following instructions, following directions. Also, too, the Crime and Sport, or patreon.com/crime and sports that we just mentioned, or PayPal at using our email, crimeandsports@gmail.com.
There you go.
You can get a hold of us on social media, all the branches, major ones, Instagram and Twitter and everything, at Crime and Sports, Crime and Sports, or Facebook.com/crime and sports, and crimeandsports@gmail.com.
There you go.
And we have a long list of people this week, what we've been calling our producers, the people that have kept us alive, that have kept Don Fanucci from taking everything away from us and turning us upside down and shaking us by our ankles. Thank these people so much. Jimmy, who do you have for us this week?
Real quickly, Jay and Melissa Martin in Connecticut. Melissa was involved in a car accident, and Jay, instead of telling her to her face that he loves her, wanted us to tell her that he loves her. So she just does a really great job at home, and he wanted us to make sure that we told her. I don't know why. That's weird. But Jay, there you go. You got it. And they're a sweet couple. They both listen, so that's awesome.
Thank you, guys. We love you, too.
Hope that helps you get some ass there, Jay. Good for you. BobKGolf.com is Zach Kreisheimer, the guy that we're going to go play in his golf tournament.
Yeah. Can't wait for that.
Bob K Golf, you can donate there if you'd like. His stepfather died and was he I guess founded this golf tournament. I'm not sure.
Hey, I'm excited.
But it's gonna be great.
I'm excited to be terrible out there.
Yeah.
We're gonna golf it up. It's gonna be awful.
I'm gonna be so drunk at 7 a.m. I can't wait.
Perfect.
Laura Sanford, Sharon J. Thomas, Rochelle Ward, Jason Scott, Kimberly Stiles, Alyssa Parrish, Katie Turner, Mo Zeigert, Julie Sackett, Kathleen Till, Steph upped her donation. I don't know. She didn't give a last name, but Steph, thank you.
Thank you so much.
Callie French, Kev the Quant Man Kevins, Aodi, or I'm sure it's a beautiful way of pronouncing it, and I don't know. Aoede. Thank you so much.
Yeah, all right.
Rachel Powers,
Odie.
Laura Sinclair, Jessica Anacone or Anacone, Anicone. I could go so many different ways with this because Anecone could be pronounced a million different ways, and I'm an asshole. So thank you, Jessica. Appreciate it. Laura Chinaski, Mark Manichetti or Mark Manicotti. Thank you very much.
I got all the Italian listeners donating this week. Jesus Christ.
Great. Jody Cooper, James Michael, Hannah Edinger in London. Thank you.
Thank you, Hannah.
Emily Stotts. Deidre Kohler wants 2 episodes of the other podcast. Deidre Kohler donated an up-to donation to hear me ruin
awesome.
her name, and I'm pretty sure I got that one right, which means I'm fucking way off.
Hopefully she won't be too offended.
Mirinda Lynch, Louise. That's Mirinda Lynch and Louise. Louise is a different person. David Stanish, Jessica Christensen, Jessica Landgren in Australia.
She's the best
Thank
always.
you.
Thank you, Jessica.
Steve Tancredi or Tancredi, Amanda Nelson, Killian Coleman, Amy Blythe or Blythe, whichever it is. I'm so sorry. Summer Borland, Michael Colonzo, or no, it's Colaza. How did I go with Colonzo? How do I do this? I'm staring right at it.
You put the word colon into the poor man's name.
Sorry, Michael.
Jesus.
Dale Black in Montana, Kimber Votor, Susan Bradow, Sarah Robert, Paul Hovey, Angel Echevarria. See, you're better at this. Allie Tewksbury.
I can't pronounce
Sophie
town names
Jones.
for shit, but I got this.
Sophie Jones. Hey, why the face? Carl, I wasn't saying Sophie Jones, hey, why the face. That's somebody's donation name. Right.
Screen name.
Carl Cieslewitz, Emily Schmidt, Jana Breed Back, Christy Blanco, Kelly Bath, Cynthia Seberg, Lucy Eglinton, Sarah Chamberlain, Rebecca Elner, Allison Hilliard, Grant Moffat, Allison Thamelitz.
I like how you just give it every possible fucking pronunciation.
I just stare at it.
Just pick one and go with it.
Lisa Velasquez, she sent a nice email too.
I love it.
Dario Moya, Madeline Sneed, Taj Mahali, Samantha Heskett, Amy Lowe, Annette Wright, and we have one more page.
Wow. People, God, you guys are amazing. Thank you, guys.
Thank you so much.
Literally, we're blown away.
Sarah Gilbo, Wynema Van Zant, Kasten Johnson, Megan Strapik. I know she's told me so many times.
Which makes it harder to remember.
Which ruins me. Phoebe Miller in the UK. Thank you, Phoebe. Daniel Mertz, Robin Joyner, Jill Crosby, Carolyn Jackson. Kat Power got a new job. Congratulations,
congrats,
asshole. That's a girl.
Yeah, no, I know Kat.
Oh, okay. So you said guy.
No, I said congrats,
you said Kat. That's
yeah.
right. Gregory Becker, Chrissy Ann. She's going to give me so much shit for that Kat. She's a real asshole. She loves to fuck with me. Chrissy Ann Castaldi. Thank you.
Chrissy Ann Castaldi and Jessica Langren are like
They're unbelievable.
They save our lives. You guys are amazing.
Really
Thank you.
Sarah Toe, Maggie Eichhorn, or Eichhorn. Ryan Growley. William McClellan in Scotland. Thanks, Bill.
He's the best.
Sarah Roberts, Stacey Jones, Melissa Hoover, Andrew Wigan, Coco Gonza,
You know that's said beautifully, and whoever knows how to say it, it's beautiful.
It's so poetic.
Rolls off the tongue.
It sounds like the Mexican pimp would say it, at least beautifully.
Yeah,
it probably sounds like a delicious fucking meal too. I'm an asshole. John Houle, Carly Myers, Shannon Adcock, Phil Monahan. Last 3 are so easy. Kathleen Thill, Amy Johnson, and Gail Hogston. You guys,
thank you
guys are amazing.
So much.
Thank you so much for taking the reins and showing us how to really support people. You guys are amazing.
This train, we've said this before. This train it runs on coal. It's an old train. We can't afford a new one, so it runs on coal. And you guys keep filling the coal up, and we'll shovel it in happily. We'll keep shoveling till the end of fucking time. That's if you guys keep putting the coal there. We're so happy to shovel it for you guys. It's not even funny.
I can't thank you guys enough.
Thank you guys so much for everything. And what if one of these amazing, fine, wonderful people wanted to get a hold of a podcast host like, I don't know, yourself? How might they do that?
If you want to find me and say something horrible to me, feel free. At Wisman Sucks, WHISMAN Sucks on Twitter, Instagram, and Snapchat. Follow along, play along. We really appreciate you guys being around. It's amazing, and I can't say that enough. I thank you guys so much.
It really is. Thank you guys. And I'm at Jimmy P is Funny on all the appropriate venues. And if you want to friend me on Facebook or something, copy my last name and paste it from the show description. Let's not get crazy and try to spell if there's I's and E's where you don't think there are.
That's true.
But wow, we've had a fun week, and I'm looking forward to next week even more because we got another crazy shit show then. But that doesn't matter because for now, live from the Crime and Sports Studios, we will see you next week.
Bye!
If you like crime and sports, you can listen early and ad-free now by joining Wondery Plus in the Wondery app or on Apple Podcasts. Prime members can listen early and ad-free on Amazon Music. Before you go, tell us about yourself by filling out a short survey at Wondery.com/survey.
A few miles from the glass spires of Midtown Atlanta lies the South River Forest. In 2021 and 2022, the woods became a home to activists from all over the country who gathered to stop the nearby construction of a massive new police training facility, nicknamed Cop City.
At approximately 9 o'clock this morning, as law enforcement was moving through various sectors of the property, an individual, without warning, shot a Georgia State Patrol trooper.
This is We Came to the Forest, a story about resistance.
The abolitionist mission isn't done until every prison is empty and shut down.
Love and fellowship.
It was probably the happiest I've ever been in my life.
And the lengths we'll go to protect the things we hold closest to our hearts. Follow We Came to the Forest on the Wondery app or wherever you get your podcasts. You can binge all episodes of We Came to the Forest early and ad-free right now by joining Wondery Plus.